Six Alive Sports presents University of Maine Black Bear Hockey. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. You can't beat the feeling. Coke.
Good evening and welcome to the Alfond Arena for the latest renewal of what's become a terrific rivalry in college hockey, the Maine Black Bears and the Providence Friars. Who could forget 11 months ago when Maine and Providence met in the NCAA playoffs? Here's what happened.
Range. Now it tries to drive it in. Perron tried to catch him but couldn't. Romaine is out of the net. There's a shot on. Romaine is out. They fire it around. Burke is on it. He'll tee it up in front. It's a shot in front. It's wide. There's power. Martin Robitaille!
Well, a great moment from last year, Martin Robitaille's goal that gave Maine the exciting playoff win. 3 years in a row, the Black Bears have knocked Providence out of the playoffs. Last night, they met in the first of a two-game series, and it was another exciting game, with Maine winning a 3-2 final last night, a goal by Mike Barkley with 24 seconds left in the game. Tonight, Maine in third place now, tied with Providence in Hockey East, and another big showdown with the Friars. Let's go upstairs and get a preview of tonight's game from Dale Duff and Scott Smith.
Rich, thanks very much, and it certainly looks like Maine has the Friars' numbers. I don't know. We'll see tonight.
Things went well last night, Dale. We got a big win, and hopefully tonight we'll see a little bit of the same.
Well, let's take a look at a couple of the key players for tonight's game. For the Providence Friars, number 15, Mike Boback.
He's the man they have to stop with. Rick Bennett, the big, strong forward, out tonight. Providence is going to look to Mike Boback for some big offense tonight.
Already has 24 goals on the year. Now, for the Maine Black Bears, the star of the game last night, at least in the last 24 seconds, Mike Barkley.
Well, Mike has come back strong at the start of the new year. He battled with some injuries in the beginning of the year, and his last two goals have been game-winning goals, and that's good for Mike because he's a hard-working kid, and he deserves all the success he gets.
And the great thing about last night was, of course, that Barkley's and his line was really the checking line against Providence's big line last night.
Well, a lot of times the checking line goes out against a powerhouse, and you know, they get some good opportunities, and that's what happened last night.
Let's go now to our national anthem as performed tonight by the John Baptist High School Band. Here's our national anthem.
Winters. Now, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for tonight's national anthem, sung by Wendy Sweet.
Credit is due. That's Wendy Sweet performing the national anthem. John Baptist Band is here to provide the musical entertainment from the instrumental side. We'll have the opening face-off right after this.
Randy Travis, he's the best.
Still the real thing.
What a voice.
Hello.
Hi.
When you found the real thing.
I think he's as cute in person. What I wouldn't give to meet a guy like him.
Hey, Julie, want to ring up this Coca-Cola Classic?
Thank you. Can't beat the real thing.
You better get ready, Dad.
For what, son?
For Frank Pomelo.
For Frank Parmelos?
Yeah, this is your home furnishing train and it's headed to Augusta.
And the cargo's for Frank Parmelos?
Oh, except for the bubble gum, that's for me.
Are you sure your train is big enough? You know, Frank Parmelos has a huge inventory of home furnishings.
There's 6 more trains coming behind this one.
Oh, well, that ought to handle it then.
That's how come Frank Pomelos can keep their prices so low.
You know, I think you're going to go far. You mind if I hitch a ride?
Sure, Dad. Hop aboard.
The referee for tonight's game, Jim Fitzgerald. John Jones and Chuck Winters will do the work at the lines. In net for the Black Bears, it is Scott King in his 100th career game. Mark Romaine in net for the Providence Friars. We're set for action. These two big heavyweight teams in Hockey East. For the moment, they are tied for 3rd place in Hockey East, 17 points apiece. Something will change on that tonight in the next 2 or 2.5 hours. We hope you enjoy it. Sean Walsh sends out his line of Barkley along with Belfay and Sulfi. The number 1 line out there for the Friars is Bobak, Goodrow, and Gary Sosha in for the injured Rick Bennett. We'll tell you more on the Bennett story as we go along. Number 7 is Keith Carney for the Bears on the blue line with Straub. Now both teams make wholesale changes to get another line out there. Wild Goose just dumps it in for the Friars. Scremin is on it for Maine.
Claudia with a big goal last night.
Got the Bears jump started with that one. Now in deep is Rua. Going to the boards with Wild Goose. 2 more players join the fray. They keep the puck moving along. Rooney is in there, and finally the Friars started out. 27 is Mario Obey, along with number 19, Pat Madigan, who fires it into the corner, but Maine quickly clears. Saunders Cook is back on it for Maine. As away from the action, Scott Pellerin was knocked down on the play. A lot of play at center ice for this first minute and a half or so. Wild Goose stopped by Lalonde. Maine will take over. Olsen, Pellerin, and Roy out there for the Bears now. A 3-2 final last night. The Bears win again. They also beat the Friars 4-2 down in Providence earlier in the year. Now it's intercepted. There's a shot on by Becker that never reaches the net. Went wide, and the Bears try to break back, but Romaine comes out way out of the net to clear it. Now Cowan tries to move in. Gooden is ridden off the play smartly there by Jim Burke with the stick check. Montgomery is hauled down by 2 men, and Sorowick takes over for the Friars. He'll just dump it to center ice, and the Bears will go back and get it. Now Murphy has a problem with it in front. Ridden out of there by Maine, but Robitaille can't get to it, and Providence takes over. Now Cowan moving through over the blue line, can't get around 2 Maine men, and Tepper takes over for Maine. It didn't clear the zone. Flaherty takes a wicked hit from Murphy, and Maine takes over. Ooh, what a hit by Ian Murphy of Maine. Now Tomberlin trying to break in with Mercier, but can't quite get the pass to connect. Tepper is out there working hard. Matisse and Cowan take him to the boards. Now it's Mercier, tries to backhand it in front to Tomberlin. To the corner they go. Matisse working hard with Mercier. Still around the boards. No one can get a handle to the puck. Finally, Larry Rooney does for the Friars. Intercepted by Carney, who dumps it in deep and takes a hit. Another hit by Tepper given to a Providence player. It's cleared through the center ice, and they wave off the icing as King will play the puck. Now Straw takes a hit from Flaherty. Ooh, Sulfi takes over for Maine. Several great hits so far. Now Sulfi breaks in, moves in deep, looks to center in front. Good play by Saunders Cook to prevent that. On it now is Hyber. Intercepted by Belfay of Maine. Now the Friars will take over again. We've played 4 minutes, no score in this game, Maine and Providence. Roy at center ice wants to move around a man, but can't. Sorowick did a nice job to stop him. Now Scremin fires it up, but can't get through the maze of Providence players, and Sean Kane dumps it back in.
Both teams know the importance of this game tonight, and we're seeing that in the intensity so far, Dale.
I would say particularly for Providence. Now, they just, at this point, can't afford to get swept.
I watched the warm-ups, and their warm-up wasn't as fast tempo as it was last night. And, you know, the older players are probably trying to conserve a little of their energy and save it for the game, and they sure have shown it so far in this first 5 minutes.
Well, the series over the years has been very tight. Maine with 19 of the wins so far. But lately, it has been all Maine, as the last 3 years in the playoffs prove. Maine has been a real thorn in the Providence side.
I'll never forget that game last year.
That whole weekend, right from Friday night on. Huh?
Great weekend of hockey.
Olsen will take the draw for Maine. With Obey, it is won by Providence. Jeff Robeson playing defense with Larry Rooney for the Friars. As up ice they come. 19, Pat Madigan breaks in but loses the puck, and Maine will take over. Lalonde clears it up to the neutral zone. Madigan just will whack it back into the open corner, and Lalonde is on it. He'll flip to center ice again. We've played 5 minutes now, and nothing gives so far. Remember, these two teams played through a scoreless first period last night. Now Roy intercepts that pass, but can't keep the handle. Gooden brings them down. They both go down, and Madigan is on it. Now to Gooden. Straub lines him up to the corner. Murphy, rather, for Maine. Here come the Bears. Montgomery has it jump over his stick, but he chases it down, goes in with Iver. Takes over is Pat Becker. Maine making a quick line change. Becker will drive it in and will go chase along with Gooden and Cowan. Maine is on it first. It clears back to center ice. Now Sondercook uses 2 picks to get around Maine players, and Gooden will bust in the left side, and they'll chase again, but King prevents that from going around the dasher. Now Maine just flips it out to center ice again. Sorowick, rushing defenseman, goes in. Burke brings him down. Maine takes over. Out comes Mercier. Gets around one man, moves in, pass in front. Tomlin can't get the stick on it. Couldn't get the stick quite turned enough to get the shot on net. Here comes Providence again. Cowan can't connect with Kane. 4 players go to the boards there. And in steps Flaherty, but that's an offside play as Kramer was already in the zone. A break in the action, no score, Maine and Providence.
It's Hancock Lumber's Prestige Cabinet Sale. Beautiful solid wood cabinets in all styles are on sale through February at 60% off. Create the custom kitchen you've always wanted with many options and design features. These are gorgeous solid oak and cherry cabinets at 60% off. And when you order during February, you'll get a free Black & Decker appliance.
Here we can see Maine player sliding over to Justin Tomlin, who tries a quick backhand one-timer, and he probably should have tried controlling that puck. He had a lot of room to the net, and he just couldn't get good control of the puck.
Looking for his 8th goal of the year on that play. Probably the best chance of the night for either team in the first 6.5 minutes of play. Now here comes Maine. It's Olsen. He'll stop and fire it on. Romaine makes the stop and then sends it to the corner. Pellerin was looking for a rebound, but he got knocked down on the play, and Flaherty starts back for Providence. He takes a hit to the board by Straub. Now gets a man to the boards. Now, Pellerin gives a man a hit. 3 great hits by Maine. Out breaks Olson. He'll try to connect with Carney and does. He'll snap a wrister that's stopped by Romaine. That was a quick wrister by Keith Carney, who was rushing with Randy Olson.
Great save by Romaine.
Now Belfay tries to move in. He takes a check from a Providence player. We've played 8 minutes and we're still scoreless. Mike Boback is on it for the Friars, a talented sophomore player. Breaks in, loses the puck for the moment, centers it, but no one's home. It comes back to Sondercook, who fires a blaster, stopped nicely by Scott King. Now Lalonde on it for the Bears. He'll flip it to center ice. It's knocked down by Sondercook, and he'll try to lead in Goodrow. King will get to it first, and he'll shuffle it around to Lalonde. Now Barkley tried to connect with Belfay, got the puck back, and then he falls down. Belfay gives Goodrow a little shot, and now Sosha takes over in for the injured Rick Bennett, and certainly that makes that #1 line of Providence less powerful. Sosha is a freshman player. Bennett is a Hobey Baker candidate. Here's Obey with the steal, trying to make a move, and does, and he scores! Well, Mario Obey will get credit for the steal. We'll wait and see if there was a tip in front there.
Jimmy Burke came around the net, and forward just love those passes. The pass has been made, and Obey just lets his shot go, and it just rolls over Scotty King's shoulder.
I thought maybe Wild Goose may have been in on that, but here it is again.
We can see Scott showing great concentration, as always. Just knocks that puck down, and it just bounces over his shoulder.
So the Friars come back again. Obey is on it. It's tipped by Murphy and lands in the crowd. And so the Friars get the first goal of the game. And for Obey, it is goal number 10 on the year. Well, I take that back. They are going to credit someone. I think they're giving the goal to Madigan. Pat Madigan, number 19, and giving Obey an assist. Apparently it was deflected there in front. It was a toughie to see.
Tough to see from our angle up in the booth here.
For Madigan, that's just his 4th goal of the year. Obey did most of the work, though. And so the Friars lead 1-0. We have played 9 minutes here in this first period.
Well, Coach McShane told me this afternoon that he thought his Providence Friars played the best game they played in a long time against Maine last night. They gave them everything they had. Maine just came up with the breaks.
Maine having trouble clearing the zone. Rooney's shot, it tipped in front, but it never reaches King. Out breaks Maine. Ooh, at center ice, Mercier took another hit. And the Friars collect. Gooden ahead to Cowan, but the pass never reaches him. In on it now is Becker. We'll have a whistle, and face-off will come to the right of Scott King.
Martin Mercier throwing his weight around tonight.
Here's what we mean. Mercier stood up by number 3, Jeff Robeson.
Probably about a 40-pound difference there. Martin, tough little character. There's Pat Madigan from Crookston, Minnesota. Where's that, Mr. Minnesota here from St. Paul? That's up in the Iron Range. That's probably like Aroostook County to Maine. All right. Crookston, Minnesota. He gives the Friars a lead. Rouat just dumps it out for Maine. Hyber is on it. He's a freshman defenseman, and Pellerin gives him a wrap to the boards. And the Friars still have control of the puck. In breaks Kramer, and Scremin gives a man a hit in front. There's a shot, and Kramer tipped it on the backhand. It went over the net. That was a dangerous play for Maine. In goes Lalonde after it. The Friars will make wholesale changes. All 5 players go off.
Boback is on it. Boback, Goodrow, and Bennett. Bennett's not playing tonight. They call that the BBG line, only tonight it's the BSG line. I guess it is. We'll take a break in the action. The score is Providence 1, Maine nothing.
You know, it happened right here 20 years ago.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. I'd like to teach the world to say, a code. Can't beat the feeling. Can't top it. Can't stop it. The feeling you get from a Coca-Cola classic. Can't beat the feeling. Can't beat the real thing.
Broke the Friars back last night. Mike Barkley will take the draw with Mike Boback.
Good to see Kenny Solfi back in the lineup. He was out in a few games with a hip flexor. Sean says he's a real important part of the team, and they love to have him in the lineup.
To the corner it goes. Barkley is working hard in there with Solfi. Burke has it. Swept it in front, but Goodrow is on it. Penalty coming up on Providence. Away from the action.
Sean Kane is going to be going for holding. He put Kenny Solfi in a bear hug and just pulled him down to the ice right in front of Fitzgerald. This should give Maine an opportunity to get a good power play going. Here we can see Kenny in there battling hard, and Kane just comes right up behind him and just gives him a little push and pull and sets him on the ice.
I think coming into this weekend, Kane and Bennett were tied for the team lead in penalty minutes, and so he's a rough, tough customer, and Sean Walsh's team will get a chance at the power play. He'll send out Robitaille, Downey, and Montgomery. Burke and Scrummon will get the thing started. Boback will kill it along with Goodrow, Sondercook, and Hyber. Scremin does a nice job along the boards to move it in deep. Downey is pinned, but Montgomery has it. Now Robitaille to Scremin. He'll tee it up and fire it. Romaine makes a nice glove stave and pulls on. There will not be a rebound on this play.
Sean's got his defenseman shooting that puck. If there's any action in front of the opposing goaltender, he has those D shooting the puck and hoping for a rebound. That's why you have Kenny Solfi out there just digging down deep and trying to get a garbage goal.
Lines stay the same. Robitaille, Downey, and Montgomery. We're talking about a sophomore and two freshmen.
Now he'll have Martin Robitaille down in front, digging around.
Just like 2 weeks ago with Lake Superior, they have trouble dropping the puck here between these two teams.
Pound for pound, Coach Dave Nonis told me today that Martin Robitaille is probably Maine's toughest player.
Played in every game since he arrived on the scene last year. And now the crowd is really getting antsy. They throw Robitaille out. And they also throw Boback out. The puck is finally dropped. Maine will now collect. Burke just flips it in front, knocked down by Downey on the deflection, but it knocked it wide as well. Now Montgomery against Sondercook. Downey is in there as well. Now it's Hyber, who does a nice job just to backhand it to the open corner. Now Robitaille sends him down. Against the boards, it's Robitaille. In is Downey. Ooh, he takes a hit from Kramer. Now Montgomery gives his man a hit. There is some heavy hitting going on now. Robitaille scrunched against the boards by Hyber. Kramer joins in, but the puck squirts free to Montgomery. Downey can't get the handle to it, and the Friars will clear it. A lot of hard work, but not a lot to show for it for the Bears on that play.
Providence is coming right out and being very aggressive on their killing tonight, and they're not letting Maine get a chance to set up the power play.
Here comes Rua in the right side, moves in, stop. There's a rebound shot, and Pellerin tries to backhand it in, and finally the puck lands up in the glove. Is it in the glove of Romaine, or did it jump over? Yeah, it's in his glove. And some heavy pressure put on by the Bears.
Jean-Yves Roy comes right in, lets a nice hard snapshot go, and Randy Olson's right there in front, kind of kicks the puck over. Scotty Pellerin on the right side of the net there. Now the replay didn't continue. He just picked it up and just couldn't get a handle on it. Tried to get a backhand, but he really didn't have much of an angle.
Bears with 28 seconds left on the power play. Pellerin works it with Roy in. Now Olson behind the net tries to jump it across to Pellerin, and they decide to set something else up.
This power play is designed to start from behind the net with Randy Olson getting the puck and trying to hit Scotty Pellerin or Jean-Yves Roy off to the side. See if they can get it set up.
Friars clear it back in the Maine zone, and now the penalty is up to Sean Kane. Roy busts in. Sorowick takes him down. Crowd wanted another penalty. The referee was way over on the other side of the ice, so not going to get any call there. Now Roy again, he's onside. Try to get it across. Carney's there. He'll tip it in front, but the Bears have to go after it. Olson and Sorowick. Carney steps up to keep it in. Now Roy, he'll just fire it, but partially fans, and now Pellerin couldn't quite get to it, or he would have had a hack at it from point-blank range. And now Maine's line needs to change up. They've been out there for quite a while. Friars on a goal from Pat Madigan lead it. We've got 6.5 minutes left in this first period of play. Lalonde and Straub play defense for Maine on this shift. Robeson fires it in and takes a hit from Sulfi. Now the Bears flip it to center ice. Barkley is on it with Sulfi. He'll tee it up, and it's stopped by Romaine, and he holds on. And then a little bit going on after the whistle, and I think we're going to have more penalties after this ends.
Everybody's on Mike Barkley. He was just doing his job going to the net, and Cowie just pushed him right into Romaine. Romaine's out of the net all flustered, and his defenseman pushed Mike right into him.
Now this line has been buzzing last night and already tonight. And we'll take a look at what Scott was talking about.
Here we can see a good 3-on-2 rush, and just lets the shot go. Mike Barkley just continues in the net. You can see Cowie just push Barks right into Romaine, and Brian Belfy gets knocked down also.
And so we will have matching penalties. Barkley is off for Maine. Rooney is off for Providence. Each for 2 minutes. There's Rooney, the sophomore defenseman for the Friars.
Got a little excited out there.
Now this is a big game for Providence, and the Friars know it. It's a big game for Maine. It's so much more comfortable when you win that first game, but I'm sure Sean Walsh wants to have a sweep here of the Friars if he can. And Scott King, all the records he holds at Maine, has never had one of those zeros, huh? I hope he gets one.
Let's hope that hasn't broke the camel's back there.
This is Lyle Wild Goose. We're skating 4-on-4 with the matching minor penalties. Wild Goose is out there with Sondercook, Obey, and Hyber. Maine has Sulfi, Scremin, Lalonde, and Mercier. This is Sulfi trying to break in. They clear the zone, and now it's Mercier. He makes a nice move. He'll shoot it on, but it's sticked away by Romaine. Puck is free for the moment, and the puck, they say, landed in the screen, so the whistle blows for a face-off. It was tipped by Romaine, and it did touch the screen, says referee Fitzgerald.
Martin Mercier didn't play last night, and he's getting his opportunity tonight, and he wants to get a goal there. He wants to show Sean that he can play every night, and boy, nice hard shot right low, going for the lower corner, and Romaine with a big save.
Romaine, by the way, was slightly injured in practice tonight. He took a wicked shot. Who was it?
Paul Flaherty took a hard snapshot in warm-ups and caught him in the shoulder, and that put him down for 5-6 minutes.
We wondered if maybe he wouldn't be able to start the game, but he's been out there and hasn't let anything go through so far.
A little wake-up call. To the goaltender. Let him know he's going to be in the contest tonight.
Now Cowan tries to move in against Straub. Straub stands him up nicely. Maine takes over. 5 minutes left in this first period. The Friars lead the Bears 1-0. Now Robitaille trying to move in. He's back-checked, and a penalty coming up on Providence. Back-checking and more by Pat Becker. Let's take a break in the action. We'll come back with Maine on the power play. It's Providence 1, Maine 0.
Tickets that are worth something. Speeding ticket, $50. Dry cleaning ticket, $12.50. Parking ticket, $5. First balcony tickets to a second-run show, $16 each. Another parking ticket, $10. Boston Red Sox ticket, right field, bleacher seats, $12. Low number ticket from Stan's Deli, $9.50, and a coupon for free potato chips. Movie ticket for two, $10. Ski ticket, $25. This week's winning Tri-State Megabucks ticket, about $1 million. Now that's the ticket. Tri-State Megabucks. Play this week and just imagine.
We're back here, and we can see Pat Becker realize Martin Robitaille is a dangerous character with that puck, and he's in all alone. He just gives him an axe swing on the skates there and knocks him down.
And remember, we still have 48 seconds left on the matching penalties, so the power play for Maine will be 4-on-3. Pellerin, Roy, Robitaille, and Straub out there for Maine. This is Brian Straub. Loses the handle, Bobak checking him, but it goes in deep. Sondercook tries to fire. Nice job by Straub to kick that in, keep it in. There's Pellerin, he'll tee it up in it. Blocked away by Romaine. Robitaille working hard against Robeson, but it does clear the zone. Boy, that was a heavy blast from in tight by Pellerin. Now Ruin, he goes, takes a hit from Bobak, still keeps the puck though. He centers it, it jumps over one stick. Straub tees it up, and it's gloved by Romaine. He'll hold on for a whistle. Maine getting that rubber on net at least during this power play.
Brian Straub, the most consistent defenseman on the team after the new year, and he's been playing great. Good to see him get out there in the power play.
4:18 left in this first period of play. We've got 11 seconds left on the matching minor penalties. 1:23 left on the penalty to Becker. And so in 11 seconds time, the power play will be 5-on-4 Maine. There's Scott Pellerin from Shediac, New Brunswick.
Talked to Mr. Pellerin, a lot of people up there watching tonight.
By the way, I think we're going to be talking with Scott's dad in between the second and third period. Here's Kearney, tee it up in front. Olsen scores!
That goal is going to be called off, Dale. Jean-Yves Roy skated right through the crease as Randy Olsen took that shot, and Fitzgerald right on the play saw it and had to call a man in the crease.
Well, it won't win any popularity contests here at Alphon, but it's the proper call. He quickly waved it off. And the face-off also comes outside the line.
Randy Olsen saw all types of open net there. He just thought he was going fishing for a minute.
No complaints from the Maine bench, and so the score stays 1-0. Olsen had the crowd jumping for a while here. Scremin moves in. He'll shoot it. Saved by Romaine. He'll hold on again. Well, the last time we saw Romaine was, what, last March sometime in that great best-of-3 series. And here's the key play. Watch what happens.
Here we see Keith Kearney driving from the point. The rebound comes right out to Randy Olsen. But you can see right in front of the net, Jean-Yves Roy is in the slot, and he can't be there until the puck's there. And Fitzgerald saw that, and he blew it down.
All right, and so it stays 1-0 on the goal by Pat Madigan for the Friars. Friars, pretty impressive when they score first. But I would also say that the Maine Black Bears aren't too bad when the opposition scores first, so there certainly is no panic on the Maine bench. 9-3 after the other guys score first. Maine remains on the power play. Scremin and Kearney play the point. Here's a little flip shot by Kearney. Nicely held on to. Another penalty coming up on Providence.
Paul Sondercook is going to be going for interference.
the whistle.
Jean-Yves Roy looking for a rebound and skating towards the net. Paul Saunders just said, "You're not going anywhere, pal." Here we can see to the right side of the screen, right in front. Just gives him a little love tap there and sends him off.
Sondercook, a veteran defenseman. He's a senior. So now the Bears have a two-man advantage for the next minute and 2 seconds. And Mike McShane, last year's New England Coach of the Year, looks on and knows this is a key moment early in this game. 3:57 left in the first period. Olsen, Roy, Pellerin, Scremin, and Carney out there for Maine. Only 3 skaters out there for Providence. They are Bobak, Hyber, and Robeson. Let's see what Maine does. 5-on-3 advantage. It's Olsen moving in. Pellerin scores! They made that look easy, Scott.
Well, it's a 3-on-1 on Robeson, and Randy Olsen just draws Robeson, a Providence defenseman, over until he goes down and just slides it over to Scott Pellerin. He just puts it upstairs. Mark Romaine with a good attempt at the stop, but gives Scott Pellerin that much time, and it's going to be in the net. Another angle.
And for Pellerin, it's his 15th goal of the year. And as I started to say a few moments ago, we will speak to his dad in between the second and third period, and it's going to be a happy discussion, I think, with Rich Kimball in between periods. We'll also talk to Rick Bennett of the Friars, too. Now Roy moves in again. Roy spins. There's a shot by Olsen. Now Pellerin again. His shot goes wide. Maine putting all kinds of pressure on. Carney in front. Olsen one-times it. It's knocked down in front. That puck remains loose, and it finally jumps to center ice. Maine still has the one-man advantage. They only get the one player back. Pellerin moves in, but that's offside. Olsen was in, and he is just a tired player right now, and he'll saunter to the bench. Scott Pellerin gets the game tied at 1. The Bears remain on the power play with a one-man advantage.
Be nice to get another goal here with 2:58 left.
All right, Sean Walsh has Montgomery and Downey and Robitaille with Burke and Straub. Montgomery goes after it along with Hyber. Hyber takes him to the boards, but the puck jumps to the blue line. Burke keeps it in. Straub tries to connect with Becker, but with Montgomery, but Becker intercepts, I should say. Straub does a nice job to get it back. Robitaille has a jump over his stick, but he goes in deep. Hyber crunches him to the boards, and he goes down, but gets right up. Just like that watch, he takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Little Martin Robitaille, he's fun to watch. And here he comes up the right side again. He'll dump it in deep and let Downey and Montgomery go after it this time. It'll be fired out of there by Providence. Good clearing job by them, and the penalty is almost up. Only 5 seconds left on the Sondercook penalty. It's a 1-1 score. Madigan scores for Providence. Pellerin scores for Maine. Kane gives Belfay a hit, and the Friars take over. Here comes Kramer, loses the puck, and that's going to be an offside play on Providence.
Christian Lau, the real smart player there. He's back by himself, and instead of trying to force the guy right away, he let him get a little bit closer to him, then force him at the blue line, and one of the Providence Flyers was offside there. That was a great play. It's very difficult to be a forward and have your coach say, well, we need you back on defense and we're going to switch you back. You know, it's a whole new ball game. Here we see the little Timex watch going down in the corner. Martin Robitaille takes a heavy hit from Sean Kane.
But as we mentioned, Robitaille just gets up and has not missed a game since he's been here at Maine. Quite a player. Now Tepper has a jump over his stick, or he could have busted in. Mercier's hacked down from behind. Driven in by Tomberlin. Sondercook is out of the box, and we're back skating 5-on-5. Now Madigan with Wild Goose into Obey, but they can't connect, and somebody's in ahead of the puck, and that's an offside call.
Justin Tomberlin made that play there. He came back. He was the third man. He picked up his man, and in the beginning of the year, that's one of the problems they had with Justin coming in. You know, he was real offensive and really couldn't be found in the defensive zone. And Dave Nonis and Bruce Crowder and Sean and Greg Cronin and Grant have really conditioned him and have taught him the defensive style of the game, and he's really helped. He's really coming on.
Now, as Sean Walsh said at the beginning of the year when he decided to go with it, it wouldn't work unless he wanted to make it work. And he did. There's a score by Goodrow. And the Friars jump back in front. Rob Goodrow with a little wrister that stayed right along the ice. I don't think it touched anybody in front.
Well, it all started with Paul Sondercook with a blast from the point that hit the post, and Matty regained his composure, and it came right out to Goodrow, and he's got one of the best shots in the league, and he just beat Matt to the low side. Scott King, excuse me.
So here's the play again. Maine tries to clear it, and there's Goodrow with the intercept.
Goodrow just lets a quick, hard wrister go and beats Scotty King low.
Well, it's his 17th goal of the year, and Goodrow is a good one. He was the co-rookie of the year in Hockey East along with Scott Pellerin, so the two outstanding freshman players from last year have each scored a goal, and this one puts the Friars ahead. 1:11 left in this first period as they do a little ice repair at center ice.
So many times you see a team have a great period and go down and get a goal, and then come out and there's a little bit of it seems like a sense of just relaxing a little bit. You know, you get a goal and you sit back a little bit. You can't do that in Hockey East because all the teams are so well-rounded that any let-ups, it could turn into a goal.
As we head toward the final minute here in the first period, the Friars with a 2-1 lead. Bo back on it for the Friars. Now here comes Goodrow, tries to work around Lalonde, goes wide, fires it on, it hits the side of the net this time. Goodrow just backhands it. Boback and Barkley are fighting hard. Barkley trying to pin him to the boards, finally gets him down to the ice. In steps Sondercook. He'll try to center it. Lalonde continues to work hard in front. There's Gooden tried to one-time it in front, but couldn't. Now there's Sosha on it, still working hard. Boback fires it to the open corner. Sulfite takes a hit from Sosha, and two more players join in the corner. They'll keep that puck moving. Referee is right there to make sure they keep it moving along the boards. And finally, he says this is too much of a tangle.
Providence is a well-disciplined team, and they're an older team than Maine, and those players know what it takes.
Yeah, they've got 22 players back from last year, 11 seniors, and a lot of people say that this is Mike McShane's year around the Providence area. Certainly an outstanding start to the season. They were slowed down, though, by the Bears last night. Both of these teams trying to catch Boston College in Hockey East. As I mentioned before, Maine and Providence begin the night with 17 points in the standings in Hockey East. The BC Eagles have 22. The Bears, though, do have a couple of games in hand over the Eagles. Whistle on that draw, and they'll do it over again as Obey and Olsen.
This has been a long 12 seconds.
Boy, it sure has. They got one tick off the clock, so it's down to 11 seconds now. Important face-off, won by Providence. Kane fires it on King. Will hold that one in the stomach. A little soft shot by Kane from the point.
Sean feels a lot of goals are scored right off the face-off. He stresses face-off intensity. You know, you have to know where you're going to go when that puck is dropped, and you have to try to anticipate the drop of the puck.
This time, Maine doesn't clear it out. Almost now, they finally do. King did a great job keeping it in. And so that'll bring us to the end of the first period of play. The score after the first 20 minutes is Providence 2, Maine 1. We'll come back live to Alphond after this timeout.
You're gonna reach for it today. You're in the pursuit of excellence, and nothing's gonna stand in your way. It's a challenge to your mind, all into your heart. You know you'll never be the same. A tradition of excellence, the University of Maine. Your hour, you can feel the Black Bear power calling you on to be the best you can be. Human, this is your hour. Human, you'll never be the same. A tradition of excellence, the University of Maine. The University of Maine.
Good shooting, Joe and Jim. Thank you very much. Thanks for now. It's real time for you to go here first run. Slapshot competition. You might have a chance to participate.
All right, back at Alphond Arena after one period of play, the Friars lead the Bears 2-1. Last night, of course, at this point it was a 0-0 score, so we've got lots of hockey left to be played. Thoughts on that first period?
Well, even though they're down by 1 goal, Maine has played a lot better in their defensive zone compared to last night's game. You know, they're picking up their men and they're taking care of their personal assignments, and they're winning the one-on-one battles. The offense is going to take care of itself. You know, we have some good offensive players, and you know, we have 40 minutes of hockey left.
I thought maybe that Providence might come out here and say, gee, you know, after all that's happened over the years, and last night with Maine scoring a goal with 24 seconds, they'd come out on the ice and at least deep down maybe say, I don't think we can beat these guys anymore, but obviously they've come out and shown that they're ready to play.
Well, Mike McShane is very intense. He's a wild man behind the bench, and he isn't going to let anyone take a night off.
Well, let's just, at this point, take a look at some of the standings around the hockey world. And first of all, begin with Hockey East. As we told you, BC sits on top of Hockey East. The Eagles beat Merrimack last night, in fact, pounded Merrimack. And so the Eagles with 22 points. Then Boston University kind of surprising some people as of late. And then Maine and Providence tied with 17. And Northeastern, of course, we brought you the game last Friday night. Hanging in there, the Huskies and New Hampshire. And the Wildcats come a-calling to Alphond Arena next weekend. And what a great race, Scott, in Hockey East.
Well, you know, you look at Boston University and people say, man, I can't believe they're in second place. But, you know, Jack Parker's a great coach, and he may not have had a great recruiting year, but he can put a good team together.
Well, right now we want to go downstairs where Rich Kimball is standing by. This is, of course, Parents' Night for the Maine team. A lot of the parents from the players on hand, and Rich Kimball is standing by with one. Rich?
Okay, thanks very much, Dale and Scott. And indeed, a lot of the parents are here tonight. They were introduced prior to tonight's game. And joining us here in our intermission after the first period is the father of Scott Pellerin, Nap Pellerin. And not the kind of first period the team would like, but Scott got a goal.
Yes, I'm very pleased for him. Thank you.
It's been a terrific year and a half here so far at Maine for Scott. He's had tremendous success. The team has done well. Has to be exciting for you folks.
It is. It's very exciting to come up and watch him play, and also once in a while get to take games on TV.
Now, you're up in Shediac, New Brunswick. I understand you're a jeweler up there.
That's right. I own a retail jewelry shop in the Shediac Mall, and everything's going fine. Thank you.
What's it like as parents to come down here and watch it and get caught up? Do you feel part of the excitement even more so than the average fan? You have to feel especially close when Scott comes on the ice and the place goes crazy?
Well, first of all, it gives us a chance to visit with him, also see him play hockey. also meet some of his friends and some of the other parents that do come up periodically. I think that Maine hockey has given us an outlet, actually, to us to come up here once in a while on weekends, both for my wife and younger brother Jason. We do look forward to it.
Now, hockey's played a big part in your family. I understand that you played some hockey, and was it Scott's grandfather that was a professional player?
Yes, Scott's grandfather played on the old Montreal Maroons in 1934-35 Stanley Cup. And myself, well, I won't go into details about that.
We're very happy to have you here tonight. We hope that the Pellerin family comes back here many more times to the Alpine.
Well, thank you very much, and it's always a pleasure to come here. The Friends of Maine have treated us fairly nice, and everything is going fine. The circuit parent program is working very, very well, and we've created a relationship which will last for a long, long time.
Thanks very much. We're awfully glad to have you here.
Thank you very much.
Nat Pellerin, the father of Maine's Scott Pellerin, who has the only Black Bear goal so far after a period. It's Providence 2, Maine 1. We'll be back.
Picked out Allison's ring yet, Jim?
Not yet, Dad. I'm confused. All these wild advertising claims like bargains and 50% off.
Off of what? Well, that's why your mother and I always go back to people we trust.
Oh, you mean?
Cross Jewelers. They're a quality company with a wonderful reputation. Finest jewelers in town, no doubt about it.
Aren't they too expensive for me?
No, their name carries a lot of prestige, but you don't pay extra for it. Jim, you can count on the folks at Cross Jewelers.
The invoice sale continues at Goodwin's Chevrolet.
Frank, that's another one of our competitors telling us we cannot possibly continue this invoice sale any longer.
Dave, you know they're right. We can't sell cars at invoice forever. But due to the tremendous response, let's extend it through February 15th.
Frank, that's a fantastic idea because the public has really been buying our cars and trucks at tremendous savings so far.
Why don't you come into Goodwin's during the invoice sale and save?
Goodwin's Chevrolet, Brunswick.
What are you doing here? You're supposed to be at the airport.
Why is Thelma in her bathrobe?
You never called him. He's not coming. Thelma. I knew you were backing out again. You never wanted to marry me. You never did. I knew you never did.
Thelma Fry. Now what's Thelma doing in a wedding dress and Reuben doing performing the wedding ceremony?
These two should not lawfully be married. Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Will there be a honeymoon? Find out at a special time next Saturday at 7:30 only on 6 Alive.
Back at the Alfond after a period, the Providence Friars leading Maine by a score of 2-1. Game 2 of this series. Last night, the Black Bears taking an exciting 3-2 victory, and right now, Maine and Providence locked in a third-place tie in the Hockey East standings. A big part of the Providence club is with us in our first intermission tonight, and that is All-American Rick Bennett. Not seeing action tonight, Rick had arthroscopic surgery on his left knee about a week and a half ago. You played last night. Did the knee give you some trouble?
Yeah, I felt I was about 70% last night. It was a little sore, and we decided tonight that I should rest it and, just look forward to the following weekend.
It must be a little frustrating for you to be out, especially in a series as big as this.
It's always great to come here, and Maine always plays exceptionally well against us here, and it is, it's kind of frustrating, but we're doing all right tonight, and hopefully we can pull one out here.
You guys are playing real well this year. A lot of it has to be the fact that you have a very veteran team. I think 22 guys back from last year, and everybody on the team. Everybody seems to work well together and know what the other guy's doing.
Yeah, we're gelling as a team. It's coming along. Our goaltending has been strong. Our defensemen have picked up a lot of slack, and the scoring is just been going pretty well for us. So all in all, it's going all right.
What about last year? We started off the broadcast tonight by looking at the goal by Martin Robitaille that ended the NCAA playoffs for you guys, and that's 3 years in a row that you've lost to Maine in the playoffs. What about last year's game, and overall, how do you guys feel about this Maine team? Do you feel jinxed at all against them?
Sometimes we feel jinxed, but then again, you can, in the start of the NCAA playoffs, we pulled off one, and we thought we had something, and to go in the third period, I think we had the lead, if I'm be correct, but I don't know. They always play us strong, and they just got a great crowd here, and the coaching staff for them is really good, and the players really play well, and I don't know. It's sometimes we feel that we are jinxed.
Now you've got a second career going. What a lot of people might not know about is that you're quite an entrepreneur, I understand. Got a business that's doing well?
It's coming along all right, and let's see what happens after hockey.
You have a cleaning business that you operate, is that right?
Yeah, this is a little cleaning business, and it's going all right. I got a couple people working under me, and it's pretty nice.
Rick, we wish you good luck the rest of the season. Take care of that knee, and hope to see you back in action soon.
Thank you very much.
Rick Bennett of the Providence Friars. They lead by a score of 2-1 after the first period. We'll be back with second period action right after this.
My folks make sure I get a good breakfast. You know, plenty of fiber and all that stuff. Also, they buy me nice school clothes. They got me a computer, a video camera, a compact disc player. But the problem is, hardly any of this stuff can really help me with my schoolwork.
There is something you could have which would help you a lot. Do you know what that is?
No, but I'm afraid you're going to tell me.
Yes. It's the new Encyclopedia Britannica.
Encyclopedia Britannica. Now you tell me. I've got a report due tomorrow.
On what?
On the exploration of space.
Take a look at this. From the first beeps of Sputnik to the triumph of the Apollo moon landing.
Hey, I'm impressed. This way, I wouldn't have to worry about getting to the library. It's right in my own home.
Day and night.
All right. Well, since this has turned out to be a Britannica commercial, I guess you're going to tell me how somebody could get a set.
Actually, I thought I might, yeah.
And I suppose you're going to throw one of those 800 numbers up on the screen. Am I right?
Might as well.
And there it is.
To find out how you can own the Encyclopedia Britannica, just call this toll-free number and we'll send you this free booklet telling you everything you need to know about your key to the information age.
I'm typing it into my computer so I won't forget it.
Good. And just for previewing Britannica in your home, your family will receive this 3-volume desk reference set.
Do we get to keep it?
Yes. So if you would be interested in owning the new Britannica,
I'm thinking it over.
Just call this number. Encyclopedia Britannica, the library that never closes.
I thought it was my key to the information age.
It's both, actually.
All right, 2-1 Providence after one period of play. I just looked up at the scoreboard and see Maine with 14 shots on net and the Friars with 7. I guess I didn't think it was quite that much of a disparity. But
well, Providence had the edge last night. They outshot Maine. Sean Walsh didn't feel that the shots were all that important, but you know, they've come out and had a little more success tonight.
Well, the Friars get on the board first. Pat Madigan gets the goal.
Well, Pat Madigan just lets a quick snapshot go, and Scotty King thought he had it, and it just bounced over his shoulder. Tough break.
That came at the 8:46 mark of the period, and then Maine came back.
Well, it's a 3-on-1, and Randy Olsen just slides the puck across to Scotty Pellerin, who just puts it upstairs and beats Romaine. Romaine really didn't have a chance on that. And it was a great shot.
5-on-3 advantage on the power play there. So that made the score 1-1. With about 4 minutes to go in the period. Also had a no goal for the Maine Black Bears, and I think it was Keith Carney who will take a shot from the point.
And, you know, Keith takes a nice hard shot, and you can see Jean-Yves Roy in the crease, and he can't be there until the puck is there. And Martin Robitaille just let it go, and actually Randy Olsen let it go, and it, you know, no goal. They can't have anyone in the slot area.
Okay, and it was Randy Olsen. And the last goal of the period by Rob Goodrow.
Well,
intercepted the pass.
The puck comes right out to Rob Goodrow, right where you don't want him to be, with the puck right at the top of the circle. And he just lets a hard shot go low and beats Scotty to the outside right on the ice.
And so that made the score 2-1. Pat Madigan gets his 4th goal. Give an assist to Mario Obey. 1-0 Providence. Scott Pellerin with help from Randy Olsen and Keith Carney. It's tied at 1. Then Rob Goodrow with help from Boback and Sondercook. 2-1 Maine. And as you see, shots on net, Maine outshooting them by a score of 14-7. And oh, look at that.
Some of Sean's fans down there.
Those are Providence fans, aren't they? Gotta be. Where are they located?
Yep, Providence fans.
All right, there's some of the other numbers to take a look at after the first 20 minutes of play. Maine winning the draws by an 11-8 count.
One thing Maine's doing tonight that they didn't do last night as much is take the body. Maine's been really initiating all the body work along the boards and through the center ice, and that's slowing Providence down a little bit. It's a hard-hitting game, and if the intensity continues, it's going to be interesting to see how long both teams can, you know, keep that high pace, hard hitting, and fast skating.
Now, as I look around, just think about that sign from the Providence fans. What I think there's only a handful of them down in the corner. See them down in the corner, and you look up at the other end, and Maine fans have a sign up there behind that say, "Welcome back, Coach McWine," instead of Coach Machine. So
Mike gets right into the game, and he likes to give the ref a little bit and the opposing players.
Okay, so we are underway for second period action, and the Bears have a good little streak going here at Alfond Arena since losing that double dip to BC earlier in the year. They've had nothing but wins and ties here at Alfond. All right, play underway in the second period. Southby pins a man to the board. Scorch free. Boback is on it. Behind the net, Sosha pinned by Straub of Maine. Barkley joins in on it. 2-on-1 for the moment. Against the board, Straub finally rides it out of there to center ice. Sorowick just fires it back in. Maine fires it out, and Sorowick is on it again. This is Boback. He'll stop in front, almost tipped on by Goodrow. That was dangerous for Maine for a moment. King will play that one back to the corner. On it against Wild Goose. Back it'll come. There's a shot that goes wide by Sorowick. Wild Goose goes to it again. He'll center it. There's Goodrow. Stopped by King. Marvelous save by Scott King from point-blank range as Goodrow was all alone.
Maine can't be mesmerized by the puck. They have to pick up their men in the defensive zone. Rob Goodnow, you can't let him stand around Scott King. He's going to net one sooner or later.
That was the best save of the night by Scott King on a wide-open Rob Goodrow, who was looking for his second goal of the night. Now the puck is in. Rooney and Ruaguapa. Romaine jumps out of the net. Maine can't get the puck, though, as he came out of the crease in quite a distance. The Friars get it outside the zone. Now Olsen dumps it back in. It'll come right on Romaine, who will glove it down. We played 2 minutes here in period 2. It's 2-1 Providence. Scremmen fires it in deep. It'll go around the dasher. Maine wants to change up. Providence at 17-5-3. Maine at 22-7-2. Two great college hockey teams going at it here tonight. Now Cowan. Nice play, moves in, being held off. There's a shot by Becker. Stopped by King. Sondercook. He'll tee it up. It's knocked down by Robitaille. It'll come in the zone. It'll be offside if Providence touches, and they do. And the face-off will come outside the zone.
Well, Scott Kingsman was ready for the start of this second period. He's made a couple of great saves so far.
Well, Matt Del Giudice was the first star of the game last night. How about Scott King?
Here we can see a great save on Pat Becker. Just a quick, hard snapshot, and Scott just steers it aside, and Brian Straub just shoots her out of the zone. That's a steal, a 10th round draft pick. Detroit's laughing on that one.
He will leave Maine with all kinds of records, including wins, and he'll have the most saves ever, most minutes played. He's been an outstanding student.
Pop it up, pop it up!
Now Tepper and Obey having a little tussle on the draw as Sean Walsh and Bruce Crowder look on from the Maine bench. We've played 2.5 minutes here in this second period, and Scott King has been the story in these 2 minutes of play so far in this period. Now the referee, the linesman rather, goes down. And another Maine player goes down. Penalty coming up on Providence. And it'll go against Hyper, I believe. And now Providence players can't believe it. I think they're claiming that they were held off the play. We'll see it again.
Martin Mercier getting right involved, and Hyper just pulls him down. You know, a little guy like that just gets under your skin after a while, and you're going to pull him down.
Boy, there's the ref right there. Got to call that one right there. And so the freshman from Rochester, Minnesota, goes to the penalty box. All right, Mr. Minnesota again. What about Rochester?
He's from the southern part of the state. Mike McShane recruits out there pretty heavily.
And are the Friars frustrated at Alfond? Well, I wouldn't be surprised. And Rick Bennett, kind of in between period, kind of said it without saying it.
Might be a little jinx.
Yeah. In front, Maine with a loose puck, but can't get it on behind Romaine, and it's cleared out of there by Providence. Maine on the power play with Roy, Olsen, and Pellerin. Carney and Scremin play the blue line. Olsen tries to drive it in, knocked back though by Sorowick. Now Scremin tees it up and fires it around the dasher. Olsen is on it first. He lets it go back to Carney. Now Scremin moves in deep. There's Pellerin, backhander. It never reaches Romaine, or does he get a glove on it? Yeah, he does. Long enough to get a whistle from the referee, and some heavy pressure on that power play.
Boy, Claudio Scremin using his head just tries to set it down to Scott Pellerin, and Scotty gets control of it. Bounces a little bit on him, and he tries going upstairs, and Romaine with another great save. It's one thing we've seen so far this year in our games, great goaltending every night. You know, that's one of the, that is the strongest point on the Maine team. You know, they have Matt Del Giudice and Scott King, and those two guys show up every night to play.
Now Roy behind the net with Pellerin. He's got the puck now, tries to center it, decides to hold for the moment, now weaves with Olsen. It'll come to Carney. He'll take a wrister, deflected, never reaches the net, went wide. In deep is Scremin. Now Roy and Olsen behind the net, work give and go. Pellerin knocks it in deep. Roy and Olsen. Scremin came in deep again, but didn't get the pass. Now he does. Now Roy, Olsen tried to one-time it. The puck flips high in the air. Romaine catches it out of the air and holds on.
Power play working around fairly well. They're just waiting to get that good opportunity.
49 seconds left on the power play. Hyber is off.
Sean would rather have him working around and get that grade A shot than take a bunch of shots and just, you know, not as dangerous shots and just build the confidence of Romaine.
33% on the power play, which is a lot better than what the average power play has been for the Maine Black Bears in Hockey East action. It's been a funny power play, as we pointed out last weekend, that the Bears have scored a lot of goals on the power play against non-Hockey East teams and have struggled a little bit, although it has gotten better in the last couple of weeks against Hockey East teams. Obey and Robitaille on the draw. It is won by Obey, who knocks it down the ice. 40 seconds left on the penalty to Providence. Robitaille, Downey, and Montgomery out there for Maine with Burke and Straub. Romaine stops it behind the net, but Maine kicks it free. Straub moves in deep, but it jumps out to center ice. Sorowick is hauled down. Penalty coming up on Maine. It'll be on Montgomery.
If there's an accident penalty, that might have been one. Looked like Jimmy was just reaching for that puck and just went down. The Providence player just went down.
So Montgomery goes off. It'll be a hook or a trip, a hooking call, obviously, right there. Yeah, he let go of the stick.
Yeah, he loses his stick, and Wild Goose just goes down. Fans wanting Providence to call a timeout. Romaine's over getting a little work done, and Maine fans aren't scared to let McShane know. Let's get this going.
And so it's 4-on-4 for the next 20 seconds, and at that time, Providence will be on the power play. Robeson and Rooney play the point with Goodrow and Boback out there. Watch out for number 7, Goodrow. He's been everywhere tonight. Now Jim Burke on it for Maine. Straub intercepted by Sondra Cook. Here comes Goodrow. Burke does a nice job to move it away from him. Maine on defense here. The power play is Providence now. Boback behind the net with Goodrow. Back it'll come to Rooney, who goes in deep. Straub forces him to go wide. This is Robeson. One times it by Wild Goose. Got a second shot at it, but it was way high and wide. Still in by Providence. Goodrow behind the net. Wild Goose in front. It jumps over the stick of Boback, and Maine will finally clear.
Scott King with a great deflection. That pass came out of the front, out of the corner, out to Boback in the slot, and Scotty King just redirected that puck.
50 seconds left on the penalty to Montgomery. It is 2-1, Providence over Maine. We have played 5.5 minutes here in period 2. Mike Boback fires it in, but King is on it first for Maine and fires it to the open corner. Now Barkley will clear the zone. Jeff Sorowick brings it in, leaves it for Wild Goose to Bobak. Maine trying to form that box, but in front, Sorowick can't get it. Now Wild Goose in deep with Bobak. Tried to center it. It was deflected down. Wild Goose is on it now. Bobak to the corner. In front, Matisse. King is out of the net. Wild Goose pass intercepted by Sulfide. Now the penalty is over to Montgomery, so the Bears successfully killed off that. The penalty killing unit gets a round of applause from the Alphon crowd. We've played 7 minutes here in period 2. Cowan with a shot on that never reaches net. Around the dasher it'll come. On it is Providence. A heavy hit by Burke, overtaken by Olsen. Here come the Bears. Pellerin working with Roy, and now Burke joins him on the charge. Roy goes to the corner. On it is Becker and Madigan, though, for the Friars, and out comes Providence. Ahead, Hyber tips it. Obey goes down, but that was on his own. He tried to draw a call there. Pellerin misses a heavy hit from Hyber, but then gets one from Gooden, but the Bears still can contain control of the puck, and Murphy will drop it in as Maine changes up. Now Pellerin gives a man a hit behind the boards. On it is Sophie and Tomberlin. It'll jump around to Carney. He takes a hit, as does Pellerin, but now it's Tomberlin. Working hard, centers it, but nobody home for Maine. Here comes Bob Cowan for the Friars. Over the right side, put it on the brakes. Gets the puck to Rooney. Behind it'll come. Stopped by Scott King as Gooden had a weak backhander on net, but King was equal to the task. We'll take a break in the action. It's Providence 2, Maine 1.
You know, it happened right here 20 years ago.
I'd like to buy the world a home and furnish it with love. I'd like to teach the world to sing. Can't beat the feeling. Can't top it. Can't stop it. The feeling you get from a Coca-Cola classic. Can't beat the feeling. Can't beat the real thing.
Scott Pellerin, Paul Sondercook gives him a little tap there along the boards. You know, Scotty Pellerin takes those checks night after night, and he just keeps coming out strong. Not like Martin Robitaille. Those guys are taking checks like that, and it's amazing how they can continue to play.
All right, Matisse on the draw with Tepper. Everybody's moving. Finally, they drop the puck, and Mercier comes out of there with Maine.
They want to get this thing going, Dale.
Mercier, Tomberlin, and Tepper will try to do it. It's kept in by Scremin. His shot on and goes wide. Lalonde working on the point to keep it in, but here comes the Friars. Matisse. Now Kramer, intercepted by Maine, and here comes Justin Tomberlin. Ahead to Mercier. He'll move in with Scremin. 2-on-2. Ridden off the play, but there's a pass to Tepper, but he'll go down. Now Tomberlin makes his man pay for giving up the puck. And back comes Downey. He'll squirt around one man, get around two men. He'll sit in the pass in front, but Tomberlin couldn't get the stick down. What a play by Downey. Ooh.
Brian hasn't seen much ice this period, and he gets a chance, he's going to be flying.
Downey now with Robitaille and Montgomery. That's the real line out there. It was a mix and match line as some of the players had gotten off. Now Sorowick ahead. It'll come to Becker. He'll try to move in. Stopped on the play nicely by Maine. And here come the Bears. Robitaille skates out with Montgomery. 2-on-2 for the moment. He gets help from Burke. In front, the shot is stopped. Downey is on it, though. He'll drive it in deep where Robitaille has it behind the net. Sorowick pins him for the moment, but here comes Downey. Back to Burke, who fakes the shot. Gets it to Robitaille, who wants to work a pass in front. Downey was down on the play, though. Now it's Montgomery fighting hard. He'll get the loose puck. He'll try the wraparound shot. It squirts free. Burke fakes the shot, moves in deep. Tries to center it. Downey takes a punch at Kane in front. Now a Providence player is down, but Maine keeps it in the zone. This is not a power play. Now, here comes Bobak. He's got Goodrow on the right side coming. Stopped by King. What a great save by Scott King on a 2-on-1 break for the Friars. Burke working hard against Wild Goose in the corner. The puck squirts in front, but Maine finally clears it to center ice.
Scott King not going for that head fake by Bobak. Looked over at Goodrow and decided to let the shot go.
Now Wild Goose tees it up. It's stopped by King. Puck squirts free. King sticks it to the corner. King has been the story here in period 2. Ahead, Belfay can't quite get that pass or he would have been home free. We've reached the halfway mark here in period 2. The action has picked up. Sulfide moves in for Maine. Nice stick handling around one man, but can't get around that second man. Kept in, though, by Belfay, who works hard. His pass intercepted by the Friars, knocked down by Bartlett. Now Pat Madigan re-intercepts for the Friars. Ahead to Obey, who breaks in. His shot goes on. It was a weak one, and King did a nice job to move that one away. Now Bartlett. He collides with Gooden, and here comes Keith Carney. Straub is on it. The rushing defenseman will fire it. It's deflected high in the crowd, and we'll have a break in the action at the 9:04 mark. It's Providence 2, Maine 1, and we'll come right back.
The market price. All furniture stores have sale prices, but no one sells below the market price. The market price means you'll pay less for brand name home furnishings. Pay less for Rowe, Carpet, Simmons, even Thomasville. Where can you find the market price? At the Furniture Market. Visit the Furniture Market today, where now you'll find the market price on everything, every day.
We can see Romaine showing great concentration here. All types of players in front of him, as we'll see here. And Keith Carney just lets a blast go, and he just steers it aside. Here's on the kink save. We can see Bobak took a look at King, and he saw Goodrow, number 7, standing right in the slot. And he was going to pass it, but he decided to shoot. He thought Scott King might be trying to slide over a little bit, and he just let the shot go.
Well, we told you at the end of the first period that the shots on goals was 14-7 for Maine. Right now, the scoreboard shows 17-16. So you can tell that the Friars have peppered King, who has stopped everything so far in the second period. Now Becker sweeps one across. It goes around to the dasher, and Straub is on it, trying to just stick that thing over the blue line. Finally does. Two more players go down to the ice, and now Olsen is hauled down by Gooden. Penalty on Providence.
Fitzgerald's got to start calling some penalties. He's letting this game get a little bit out of control, and he's got to maintain control on the ice.
Well, David Gooden doesn't believe it, but here it is.
Well, David Gooden, he deserves one here. He just puts a bear hug on Randy Olsen and pulls him down. And the whistle blows, and he's going, who, me? What did I do? He definitely should be sitting down for 2 minutes.
And just about 2 seconds before that play, 2 other players got tangled up. He almost called a penalty there, and I think he decided to get control of this thing.
Well, he can't be second-guessing himself. He sees a penalty, he's got to call it. One of the most steady defensemen so far this year for Maine defensively. He's always in there, and he makes sure the puck's out of his zone before he starts heading up ice.
Yeah.
Transfer from North Dakota. Billings, Montana.
Yeah, originally from New Jersey, I'm told. Spent some time in Montana. Tried to make it with North Dakota. Back here is Burke. He'll tee it up in front. The deflection goes wide. Maine on the power play. Straub to Burke. He'll just wrist it in front. Score! Martin Robitaille!
Jimmy Burke was anticipating that pass all the way. Brian Straub got control of the puck on the blue line, slid it over to Berkey, and Berkey takes a look before he gets the puck, and he sees Martin off to the upper right-hand screen there, and he just deflects it into empty net. That's a 4x6 empty netter for Martin, and he deserves some of those. Here we see a little bit better angle. You can see off to the left part of the screen there, Martin doesn't put himself in a bad position. He's in excellent position to tip that puck by Romaine.
Now, there's certainly nothing wrong with the Maine power play so far tonight, as Mr. Steady and Mr. Consistency, Martin Robitaille, does it for the Bears to get this thing knotted up at 2-2.
Good heads-up play by Jimmy Burke.
Now Goodrow breaks in for the Friars. Here he comes. It's stopped by Maine. Lalonde gloves it away. Penalty coming up on Maine. And I'll tell you what, probably it was something that Lalonde had to do under the circumstances.
You can't let Goodrow walk right in on Scotty King, so Christian just yanks him down. He's got to pull him down.
And so the Bears will kill off the penalty. I'll tell you, Rob Goodrow, number 7, is something else. He's just a sophomore player. He's from Rhode Island. As you look at him break in the right side.
And Christian just sees him breaking in alone. He just gives him a yank and pulls him down.
And he still gets the shot off, which was a pretty good shot.
He plays very strong on his stick. You really have to outmuscle him to get the puck off his stick. And, you know, he's got one of the hardest shots in the league. You have to control a man like that and have to cover him very closely.
Now, Goodrow scored 57 points last year as a freshman. We told you earlier, the co-rookie of the year in the league with Pellerin. So Maine has some work to do. Rooney can't keep it in. SoFi working hard with Barkley and Carney and Scremin. That's the Maine penalty killing unit. Now SoFi onside. Cowan takes over, though, for the Friars. It's a key point in the game. Let's see what happens here if Maine can stave off the penalty. It's a 2-2 game. The Bears have never led in this game. King will stop that one from going any further, and it's wrapped around by Carney, but kept in by Rooney. 15 is Boback. 5 is Rooney. In deep, it'll come. There's Cowan. Never reaches him. Goodrow is on it. Still with the puck. Working behind the net. Gets it to Boback. Now Rooney tees it up. Stopped by King, and he holds on. Another marvelous save from Scott King.
Maine defense on their kill, and everybody's watching the puck, and Providence is sneaking a man in behind everybody, and they have these players standing off to the side of the net, and Scott King is back there by himself. We can see here a shot comes in from the point. Scotty just steers it aside, and you know, luckily he was able to control it. It's Providence right in there. You see the man all alone in front. Better angle there. Scott King trying to get a look at it. They have to clear out that area so he can see the shots coming in. That's a defense's job. They have to pick up and move these men out so Kinger can see the good shot, and he can handle those shots.
I don't know how the guy can see the puck through that maze of people in front.
Oh, it's just amazing how the goaltenders can move. I mean, they have all that equipment on. Those pads are big.
Okay, Matthijs goes to the corner. Burke sends him down to the ice. Obey is on it now. Kane tries to get it to Sorowick. It's kept in. Now it's Wild Goose. He'll shoot. Stopped by King. It's between the pads, and he holds on. Scott King has been the story here in period 2, and the crowd is going to give him an ovation, and why not?
That shot almost snuck through Scotty's pads. Just looking for it. See, he wasn't even sure if he had it or not, and just hung on. You can see here, Maine has to get this puck out when it gets up to the blue line. They have to get the puck and clear it out of there. And Providence is beating them. You can see here, you know, those pucks have to be out of the zone. You know, even if they fire it back down in the corner and regain control of it.
The power play remains for Providence for another 40 seconds. This time, Maine does clear the zone. And that'll give Scott King a breath of fresh air. Lalonde is off on the call as he hauled down Goodrow on the breakaway. He's got 25 more seconds to sit out. Andy Matthijs gets it to Sean Kane, who moves in and tees it up. It's walked down and went wide of the net. Now the puck is underneath Robitaille. He has to get up off it. Now Sorowick tees it up. That'll go to the far corner, but Obey is there. He stick handles around in front. Good play. Robitaille to clear it. Kane takes a hit but keeps it in. Obey against Strauss. The puck deflects high. Sorowick knocks it down to keep it in. Now Obey turns, fires it wide. King will cover up.
Obey with a quick, hard shot, and the puck, he missed the net, but the puck came off the backboards a little funny, bounced right back out in front of Scott. And being the experienced goaltender he is, he just covers it up and gets a whistle. He's had a little bit of a workout tonight so far. Here we can see Obey just all types of time. He just lets it fly and misses the net. Just watch this great concentration. Scott watches it come right off the backboards. It's bouncing, hits his pad, and just covers it up.
Well, Obey led the Friars with 10 power play goals last year, and you can see why he really shines on the power play. The power play is now over for Mike McShane's crew, and it's back 5-on-5, and we're going to have another whistle as the puck lines up underneath a player or two.
Little conference down on the ice. Face-off going to be outside. Fitzgerald feels that the Providence player pulled that puck over the whistle. Lucky he didn't pick up delay of game.
And there's Mike McShane, a former great hockey player at New Hampshire. He was the head coach at St. Lawrence and had a very successful program there, and has been at Providence for the past 5 years. And he's got his team cooking this year and also the second half of last year. But Maine works. Olsen tried to one-time it, but couldn't get the stick on it. He was right 5 feet away from Romaine. Here comes Carney with Pellerin up the left side. Centers it, is tipped in front by the Providence defenseman and almost went by Romaine. Now Roy working hard in front, tipped again by Olsen. Now we got a penalty. I take that back, as it looked like Olsen or Roy knocked it down with a high stick, and so the face-off will come outside the main line.
Providence taking a little bit of a break there down in their defensive zone, and more or less just standing around watching Roy and Scotty Pellerin and Randy Olsen run around and get some great scoring opportunities. Here we can see Scott Pellerin knocks it down. That stick can't be above his shoulders. If the stick gets above the shoulders and he knocks the puck down, they're gonna whistle a high stick.
And so it'll be Tepper and Matthijs on the draw. 5:03 left in this second period of play. It's 2-2, Maine and Providence. The Bears beat the Friars last night 3-2. These two teams in a dead tie for third place so far in Hockey East. Here comes Barkley in front. Tomberlin, 1 time, 2 times, and finally they blow the whistle. Tomberlin had 2 great chances there, but couldn't get a lot of rubber on.
Steve Tepper a little excited down in front of the net. Justin Tomberlin just can't get a handle on this puck. A lot of action right down in front of Romaine. Just looking for the puck, trying to get the face-off. You see big Steve Tepper coming in, and he's going to knock some people down coming in there. 6'4", 220.
Romaine winds up in the crease, and that's where he was the last time we saw him, last March. And now Sean Walsh is going at it with the referee. A penalty coming up, and it'll be matching penalties as both boxes are open. We'll take a break in the action. It's 2-2, Maine and Providence. We'll come back in just 30 seconds.
To get your equipment, lift ticket, lessons. The instructors are super. Learning to ski at Sugarloaf is a great, great time.
Hey, I did it! Learning to ski at Sugarloaf, USA was wicked awesome, and I had a ball doing it.
Hi, skiers. It may have snowed where you are, but it really snowed here. Between 2 and 2.5 feet of snow has fallen on Maine's largest ski resort. Join us this weekend for the Canadian Club Celebrity Cup at Sugarloaf, USA, the Maine Mountain.
All right, back at Alfond Arena, matching minor penalties. And hey, we want to remind everybody tuning in that hope to see tonight's episode of Amen on NBC. We want to let you know that we'll be showing it next Saturday night at a special time at 7:30 on Channel 2 in Bangor and 6 Alive in Portland. Once again, tonight's episode of Amen, usually seen here on Saturday night. You'll see it next Saturday night at 7:30. Right now, we hope you're enjoying this hockey game that is tied at 2-2, Maine and Providence. Breaks Barkley with Belfay, can't get a stick to it, and the Friars skate back. Goudreau is with Kane, 2-on-2. There's a shot in front, stopped by King. Goodrow trying to get a stick to it, held off by Scremin, but they keep it in the zone. Boback does a 360 with the puck, stops it in front. King will hang on. Oh my, what marvelous action by Scott King, who wasn't getting a lot of help.
Claudio Stremin watching Goodrow a little bit, and he let him go, and he got the puck right back, and it was one-on-one with Scott King, and Kinger comes up again with a big save.
Goodrow is something else. Keep an eye on number 7, and Boback.
7 just stops on the puck, and he's just standing there waiting for it, and sure enough, it comes right to him. And Scott King, he's just kind of by himself there, looking around, trying to figure out what's going on.
Boy, look at that percentage of wins for Scott King, huh? As Scott Smith says, you wonder why the Detroit Red Wings are smiling. Now Burke in deep. He'll rush on, stopped by Romaine. That was a tough angle for Jim Burke. And the Friars skate back. Mario Obey along with Robeson. Carney knocks him off the play and gets the puck back to the neutral zone. Just under 4 minutes now left in period 2. It is 2-2. Obey just fires it in deep, and the Friars will change up on the play. Now Jim Montgomery, the freshman, tried to connect with Robitaille, intercepted by Maine, by Providence, re-intercepted by Maine. And here come the Bears. Now both teams want to make a change. And now both teams get the troops out that they need. We're skating 4-on-4. Cowan in front, Sorowick tried to tip it, but couldn't get the full stick on it. He still stays with it, though. In front, Becker, stopped by King. Oh, man, what a play by Scott King. Now Downey, Mercier can't connect with him. Montgomery goes down on the play, and the matching minor penalties to Sander Cook and Tepper have now expired. Cowan tees it up and stopped by King. Ooh, he saw that one all the way, thankfully. And now Mercier comes back. He'll tee it up, and Romaine kicks that one away. Now to the corner, Roberson goes at it with Mercier. Tepper is there, trying to skate around Obey. Obey goes down, and now Tepper loses his stick for the moment. Roy tries to get the puck free. Rooney just slides it around the dasher. Bellerin moves in, gives his man a heavy hit. Scremin moves in, the shot goes wide. Tepper tries to stuff it in, but can't, and Obey finally clears. That'll be icing on Providence as the Bears put some heavy pressure on Mark Romaine and company.
Well, it's about time they put a little pressure on there. Scotty King has been getting such a workout. Maine defensemen have to continue to step up at the blue line and take their men. Instead, they're fading. They're fading back to the top of the circles and letting Providence walk right in and take these, great shots on Scott King, and he has to keep coming up big. You see, he's right at the top of the circle here, and he just lets a hard glass go on Scotty. And, Jimmy Burke and Keith Carney are just floating back. They have to force at the blue line, and they've been having the third man back. So that's a D's, opportunity to step up and take them in.
Pellerin, Olsen, and Roy out there for Sean Walsh, along with Brian Straub and Claudio Scremin. Puck squirts free, and Romaine will jump on it, and we'll have another tie-out.
Maine has gotten away from hitting also. They're not finishing their checks. Man makes a pass, and instead of, taking them out and putting them up against the boards, they're turning away from them and skating and chasing the puck around. When they get away from that, the whole system breaks down. We have a get well card to Mom. A couple young Maine fans.
All right, behind the net, Boback trying to get the puck out of the zone, and does for Providence. Goodrow will go hard along with Straub, but Bryan wins this brief battle. The Bears clear the zone. Pellerin takes a hit from Sondercook along the boards, but Olsen controls for Maine. He centers it, but only Goodrow. Now Roy, his shot is stopped by Romaine as he didn't get a full-fledged shot on net. Now Pellerin, ooh, he takes another heavy hit. Scremin's shot tipped by Roy, and finally the Friars clear it out. It'll be another icing call.
Smart play by Providence. A lot of pressure being put on by the Pellerin line, and they get an opportunity to ice it. They get it out of there. Let's take a break and regroup and see if we can get some fresh troops out here and keep the puck out of our end. Maine showing great intensity there.
Well, there's Straub and Scremin, the outstanding defenseman for Maine, leaving the bench, and here's the play.
You see a hit on Scott Pellerin, and that looked like it might have hurt a little bit. You know, it could have been a hold or a hook on that, or maybe even a high stick.
I was going to say, a high stick, something to the head like that. Oh. A minute and 20 now left in period 2. It's Maine 2, Providence 2. The Bears with the heavy pressure for the moment, but outskates Jeff Sorowick for the Friars. In Obey, tries to knock it down. He'll ride to the boards with Murphy. Providence controls. Robeson does a nice job. Madigan keeps it in, but King goes behind the net to play it smartly. Now Barkley, Belfay, and now Murphy tip it outside the zone. Sulfy is on it, one-on-one. He'll wait for help. No, he'll tee it up and fire it. And Romaine had to have a quick glove on that one to bat it away. Barkley trying to intercept. Here's Burke, who just fires it into the open corner. Belfay centers it. Barkley fans on the shot, or he would have had something on net. Now Burke in front, kicked away by Romaine, who has all of a sudden come up big. Now Todd Hyber will move it out for Providence. Maine trying to change, and they do. Madigan just drives it in. It pops in the air and winds up on Robitaille's stick. Montgomery gets it ahead now, Downey, and here come the Bears. He's got Robitaille and Downey. He'll move in all the way. Score!
Turns the switch on here in Maine. Jimmy Montgomery's real smart play. It's a 3-on-1, and Romaine's watching him, and he also sees the other Maine players breaking down the left-hand side, and he opts to just fake the shot and go right around Romaine. Here you can see him on the far right side with the puck, and a lot of action coming down to Romaine, and Jimmy Montgomery decides to pull it on his backhand and slide it through the right along the ice.
And so time has expired here in period 2, and listen to the crowd as the Bears skate off. The Bears have grabbed the lead after 2 periods of play. It's Maine 3 and Providence 2, and we will return to Alphon after this timeout.
Randy Travis, he's the best. Still the real things are. What a voice.
Hello.
Hi.
When you found the real thing.
Think he's as cute in person? Uh-huh. What I wouldn't give to meet a guy like him. Hey, Julie, want to ring up this Coca-Cola Classic?
Thank you. Can't beat the real thing.
Shawnee Peak at Pleasant Mountain is on the grow. New this year, top to bottom night skiing and snowmaking, now covering 98% of all slopes and trails. Shawnee Peak is now the largest night skiing mountain in northern New England. Shawnee Peak. You can always count on great conditions, well-groomed, uncrowded slopes, and short lift lines. A great place to learn to ski and a great place if you already love to ski. Shawnee Peak. Big mountain skiing, day and night, within an hour of Portland and Lewiston Arbor. Shawnee Peak. Shawnee Peak at Pleasant Mountain, Route 302 Bridgman. Open daily, 8:30 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Vision Video. Get a little bit of Hollywood to go. Dim the lights off the corn and enjoy the show. It's Hollywood at Home Vision Video. It's Hollywood at Home Vision Video.
And we're back at the Alphon Arena, Maine, with an exciting one here. 3-2 leading Providence at the end of the second period, and what should be a great finish to what's always a great matchup when Maine and Providence get together in this series, proving to do the same. A 3-2 win for Maine last night, leading by the same score here. And in our second intermission right now, we're joined by one of the stars of this Maine team, freshman sensation Randy Olson. 25 points on the season so far, and you've had a terrific freshman year so far.
Yeah, things are going really well right now. I think confidence has been up and the team's playing really well, and all the you know, sophomores, seniors, and juniors are all helping us out a lot, and I think it made the development a lot easier.
You've been a big scorer throughout your career as an amateur player. You look back last season, you had, is this right, 164 points last year when you were playing?
Yeah, it's true. Playing in Humble last year, and everything just seemed to go my way. The puck was going in the net all the time, and I had two great wingers to play with, and you know, it just seemed like everything was going in, and I just hope it continued on through here.
You're in a great line this year, too. That has to help a lot.
Oh, yeah. Jean-Yves and Pellerin are two great wingers. You know, they're really hard-nosed, really hard players. You know, Jean-Yves, everything he's touching now is going in the net, which is a great plus for the team and for himself. And Pelly's just a hard-nosed winger that can score at any time, and it's a great asset to be playing with those two.
Well, the team was a little sluggish there for a while around the holidays, but now you're playing very well, and it has to be exciting. It must be easy to get pumped up for the big teams that have been coming in here the last few weekends.
Yeah, definitely. I think that we really play a lot better against the top, you know, the top teams in the leagues and stuff like that. And you know, it's a little harder to get up with teams like Merrimack and stuff, it seems. But things are going really good. We got a winning streak going right now, and you know, we're through with all the Alaska games, and you know, thank God that's out of the way. And we're just going to keep going from here.
All right, a 3-2 lead over Providence tonight. It's been a tough game so far. What do you think Coach Walsh will have to say between periods?
Well, I think that Coach is going to be you know, really honest to go more hard to the net. I think every time we are going hard to the net, we're making something happen. And, you know, just to stay on that big line of Bobbick's line and, you know, make sure they don't get as many chances as they did in the first and second. And, you know, I think if we just keep playing hard and make sure we're dumping it in, we can turn around and win this, hopefully.
How's the business going?
Business going fine.
Is that back home in Saskatoon?
Yeah, it's a janitorial business that I started when we were younger, and things are going really well with that too, and I hope we got the contract I was hoping we were going to get. So, you know, it's something that's there for me if I need it, and it's a great asset to have.
Randy, you've been a great asset for the team so far this season. Good luck the rest of this one and the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Randy Olson of the Maine Black Bears leading tonight 3-2 after the second period. We're coming back and show you a little bit about the Maine Black Bears preseason training when our broadcast continues.
Hi, I'm Steve Reynolds, owner of Steve Reynolds Subaru. It's no secret that Subarus are the best-selling four-wheel drive car in America. So if you're tired of slipping and sliding when conditions are bad, you can own a four-wheel drive Justy automatic 5-door for only $199 a month. Just think, for only $199 a month, you can have your own Subaru 4x4. Stop by today and check out the complete Subaru lineup. I'm Portland's own Mr. Easy, Steve Reynolds, Subaru, Riverside Street, near Exit 8.
Most didn't choose to live like this. Either they were born into it or life made it impossible to escape it. It is poverty, and 1 out of every 5 Mainers has to live with it every day. This year, News Center takes a long, hard look at the faces we never see. First, with a series of special reports in February on News Center 6. Then in March, a 2-hour special hosted by Dr. Judd Smith. The Faces of Poverty, a News Center special project only on 6 Alive.
At the Alfond Arena, as you can see, Maine leading Providence by a score of 3-2 tonight in a very big Hockey East matchup. The Black Bears trying to make it a clean sweep of the Friars this weekend after a 3-2 victory last night. Well, the Black Bears need to be in great shape to play a full 60 minutes of hockey. It's grueling, and especially of late where the Black Bears have gone into some overtimes, that's even extra hard work. But the Maine players feel like they're in very good shape this season because of a lot of work that they put in before the year got underway. Tonight, Dale Duff gives us a look at what it's like dry land training for the Maine Black Bears.
Drops it for Roua, who'll just fire it on but never reaches the net. Here's Scremin. Now to Roua, in front, score! A Another grueling overtime game ends successfully. 5 times in 7 overtime games this year, the Bears have either won or tied. Credit a lot of that success to well-conditioned players.
All the way, guys.
It is early September. The weather is warm, the grass is green, and the sweat is rolling off the eyebrows. Maine hockey players are skating on tar. They're rollerblading.
That's it, guys. All the way up to me. Let's go. That's it, Campbell. That's it, Johnny.
What we try and do is simulate a skating stride as closely as possible by coordinate the quadricep, the hamstring, and the calf movement. And it's almost impossible to do when you're running. So what we've done is we've made a series of exercises where the guys can do interval work on these, which would be skating hard for 20 seconds along a cross-country route, or going sprint work, which is they're doing right here.
Back then, even the players knew the early fall sweat would lead to wintertime wins.
But maybe it's not going to make a big difference at the beginning of the season, but long run it's going to make the guys, like the freshmen, are going to be stronger and have more endurance. And it's important, like at the end of the games, you know, when you get like really tired and you're used to work yourself very hard, or at the end of the season when, you know, after like 40 games, the playoffs, you're really like tired. But if you're used to working out in the summer, if you get a good training in the summer, it helps you at the end of the season.
Tepper does a nice job keeping it in. Consider these numbers. Maine has outscored its opponent 52-32 in the third period. Add in the overtime success, and you can see who's hitting the hardest and skating the fastest when the night is late. All of that running and weightlifting and rollerblading is paying big dividends.
All the way through. Take your rest and then just take your rest and glide back into the field house. Go to work, guys.
Well, there you have it, a look at Maine's dryland training, part of the reason for their success. And so far, it's paying off. The Black Bears tonight, a 3-2 lead after 2 periods over Providence. Back with the final 20 minutes after this.
Green Mountain Furniture invites you to come in and lie down on a Soma. Soma is the revolutionary soft-side water sleep system that fits your present headboard and footboard, fits your sheets, does not require a heater, and is fully adjustable to give you the firmness you desire. Soma's famous tube construction eliminates any weight problem, and Green Mountain Furniture will supply a free frame with the purchase of any set.
Green Mountain Furniture has more than meets the eye.
Route 16, Ossipee, New Hampshire.
I made a commitment to myself. A commitment to enjoy a certain quality of life. And that means a Weir's GMC for me. With plush interiors, smooth ride, and wonderful options, you can plainly see that a Weir's GMC is not just a truck anymore. And since I've decided to enjoy the finer things in life, why should I settle for anything less? Quality of life is very important to me, and that's why I drive a GMC from Weir's Motors, US Route 1 Arundel, Southern Maine's Truck Center.
Dream right at home here in Maine.
Well, all right, after 2 periods of play, the Bears have a 3-2 lead, and that last goal came with just 8 seconds left in the period. It was from by Jim Montgomery from Downey and Burke, and it gave the Bears a big lift as they headed into that locker room.
Well, 8 seconds, you know, that's it's a nice feeling to go into the locker room and know you have a lead coming out for a third period, especially against a powerhouse like Providence.
Well, let's take a look at some of the action. This is the goal that tied it up for the Bears.
Jimmy Burke looking down low, and he sees Martin Robitaille parked right on the right side of the net, and he just deflects that in. And Dale, there's another one that you could have put in. Martin Robitaille with a big goal.
Well, that's the Bears' second power play goal of the night. And meanwhile, Mark Romaine came up big as the Bears, in that late in the period, put in a lot of pressure on him.
Well, as we talked all night, goaltending's been the key to this game, and Providence has a real good goaltender in Mark Romaine. He shows right there that he's one of the best in Hockey East, steering that shot aside.
And then with just 8 seconds left in the period, watch the 3-on-1 break.
Well, we can see here, just looking off to the left of the screen, there's a lot of action there, and Jimmy Montgomery just pulls the puck on his backhand, fakes Romaine out, and just slides it in right on the ice, and that's a go-ahead goal.
And the Bears walked off with a standing ovation from the Alfond Arena crowd. Second period summary, Martin Robitaille gets his 13th. Jim Burke and Brian Straub get the assists. Then Jim Montgomery from Brian Downey and Jim Burke, who obviously is seeing a lot of action, gives the Bears the lead. Shots on net. Look at the rubber that these guys have faced. You would think with all those shots on net that it might be more than a 3-2 score, and that's where you come in with Scott King and Mark Romaine.
Well, as you look at any good team and teams that are ranked high in the standings, they all have good goaltenders, and this is a perfect example tonight. Scott King and Mark Romaine, and Matt Del Judas played great last night and got the win for the Black Bears, and you know, that's what these good teams build around, is good goaltending.
Well, how important is this game? Well, consider the fact that these two teams are right now deadlocked in third place in Hockey East. The Bears entered this week of play in 6th place in the nation, and the Friars came in number 8 in the nation. So we're talking about a couple of heavyweight teams. This is a very important game after the Bears won last night by a 3-2 score.
Well, Maine 16-2 going into the third period with a lead, so this will be interesting to see what happens.
And there you see it. The Bears look awfully good when they lead after 40 minutes, but we've got a big 20 minutes of play, and every time I see this black team of Providence and those black uniforms and see Mike McShane, I keep thinking back to March and that tremendous weekend and the double overtime playoff game. You know there will be no quit in the Friars.
Well, they're definitely a veteran team, and Mike McShane's been around a few of these games before, and he knows how to prepare his troops to go out and work as hard as they can to get the win. And, you know, especially in this building, you know, the Alfond, we talk so much about how much this building means. It's tough to play here. Very tough to play here as an opposing team.
And, of course, the Friars playing without Rick Bennett. We had the interview with him in between periods. Tried to make a go of it last night, and he's a big loss to the Providence Friars, let's face it, although let's also remember that the Bears beat the Friars with Bennett down in Providence 4-2 earlier this year. And the young guys of the Maine team continue to do so well, scoring about 82% of Maine's goals, either freshmen or sophomores. All right, play is underway in period 3. It'll jump up into the crowd, and we'll have our first whistle coming just 15 seconds into play.
Lucky fan getting a souvenir tonight. Another sold-out house, as usual.
And Mike McShane and Tim Army and company look on for the Friars.
Tim Army used to play for Providence back when I was playing.
I think, as I checked it this week, I think he has played more games for Providence than any other Friar in history. He was a good player, huh?
Good center. Finesse man. Kill you with those goals.
All right, Maine with the puck. It's Randy Olson with Roy and Pellerin out there. Straub and Carney play the defense. Moved ahead. Here comes Roy up the left side. He blasts a shot that was wide. That thing had to be going 100 miles an hour. Roy again. Back it'll come to Straub, who just tips it in front. Pellerin's shot. There's a knockdown in front by Bobak. Olson. Puck loose. And Pellerin scores!
Scotty Pellerin got control of that puck. He just took a backhand, and from this angle upstairs here, it almost looked like it went off Bobak's stick and was redirected past Romaine. We'll have to see on the replay. He just couldn't get a control of it. You can see Randy Olson. He just throws it in front. Romaine steers it to the side after this shot here, and Scott Pellerin can't get a handle on it. Finally just lifts it up, and that puck was redirected past Romaine.
I think it hit Soroic's skate.
Was Soroic? Yeah.
Yeah, number 9. And the Bears have a 4-2 lead, and you talk about big goals. It came in the first minute of the third period. Now it is Roy again. Downey rather. Scremen's shot from the point is blocked down in front. Robeson fires it. Scremen again in front. It's still loose, and finally the Friars clear it out of there. Here comes Obey. He's got Wild Goose coming up the left side. Obey goes deep, but Lalonde does a good job to keep him wide. Now Maine is on it. This is Jim Montgomery ahead to Robitaille. Maine will just dump the puck and change up on the play. Maine almost had another goal. Now Lyle Wildgoose, one of the favorite names to say for a play-by-play guy. Murphy tries to clear it out, gets the puck again. This time he does. Here's Tomberlin trying to work it ahead to Mercier. He's held up on the play by Hyber. They go to the corner. Tomberlin's got it. In front, Mercier takes a whack at it, knocked down on the play. Tepper can't get control of it, and Hyber sends it wing to Cowan, but can't connect. That's an icing call on Providence.
Maine coming out like gangbusters.
They must have saw that graphic. Here's another look at the goal, and keep an eye on number 9 in black, because I think it goes off his skate.
We'll have a good angle here of it. Over on the right side of your screen, you can see Scott Pellerin trying to get control of the puck. And he finally gets control, and yep, that went off number 9's, I think it might have went off his pants.
You know, the amazing thing about Sorowick is that he was the guy that was trying to bat down that Robitaille goal last spring. It was Sorowick. Remember that slow motion shot, and he almost got the puck when Robitaille backhanded it? Well, there's Jeff Sorowick at it again. He'll never want to come back to Orono, Maine. Solfi ahead against Kane. Kane rubs him to the boards, and we've got a whistle. Face-off will come outside the Providence zone.
See the Providence defenseman standing up at the blue line. That's Kane. He just runs Merce right into the boards there and draws Mike Barkley offside.
17-14 left in the game. It is 4-2 Maine on a goal by Scott Pellerin to give the Bears a 4-2 lead after Montgomery scored very, very late in the second period to put him up 3-2. Now it's dumped in by Providence. Goodrow goes after it. And it's Lalonde in there working hard with him along with Stremin. Olsen joins in, but Goodrow maintains control of the puck. Now finally they get away from him. Pellerin tips it to center ice. Stremin tries to bat it ahead. Finally Lalonde is on it. He'll get it to Pellerin, who tries to avoid a check. The puck squirts into the zone. Roy is on it. Now Stremin tees it up. It's a wide shot. Straub keeps it in, but here comes Goodrow. Oh, nice play by Straub to block that away. Did you see Brian Straub pick that away from Goodrow, who could have broken in? Now Robeson ahead to Wildgoose, who's having trouble controlling the puck. We've played 4 minutes in period 3. Wildgoose gets a hit from Montgomery and goes down. Madigan gives Burke a hit and he goes down. Now Obey flies in, but we've got a penalty, I think, coming up. Is it a penalty or is it just a hand pass? Apparently it's just a hand pass.
Little action over there. Fitzgerald got knocked down. Wildgoose come flying in and knock Fitzy over. You can see a little action. Wildgoose got dumped and felt down a little bit.
All right, for those of you tuning in, hoping to see tonight's episode of Amen on NBC, we want to let you know that you will see it next Saturday night at 7:30 on Channel 2 in Bangor and 6 Alive in Portland. The Amen episode will be seen next Saturday night at 7:30. Will the marriage go through? Will the wedding go through or not? I guess that's the question. Everybody wants to know. And now another whistle, and things are getting just a little bit chippy. As we saw one of the players over on that bench, that's a 19, Pat Madigan.
Pat Madigan is definitely
Wildgoose, rather.
Hurting over there a little bit. Lyle Wildgoose.
He says, "Where am I?"
One thing to mention for Orono is Dick Young, the trainer over there. You know, you never hear too much about trainers until players get hurt. They have a heck of a job, and you know, it's worthwhile mentioning Dick Young. He does a heck of a job for the Maine program.
Cowan breaks in for the Friars. Straub goes down to keep it away from for the moment. The puck squirts free, and Straub gets control of it. Straub's played a nice game tonight. Montgomery takes a hit from Robeson. In comes Downey. He'll just fire it ahead as he goes down. Robitaille tries to get to it. He hauls his hand down, and Martin's going to go off.
Martin will be going for a hook on Paul Sandercook.
Cowan drops it for Gooden, and now Maine touches, and we'll have the whistle and the penalty. We'll take a break in the action. The Bears have a 4-2 lead over the Friars, and we'll be back in 30 seconds.
Martin Robitaille pursuing Paul Sandercook, and in this clutch and grab game of the 90s, kind of puts his stick on Sandercook and gives him a little tug. He's going to be going for a hook.
Martin doesn't get many penalties.
He's the type of player every coach loves to have on his team. He shows up every night, regardless. Very mentally tough. Mental toughness, Dale. It's a big part of this game.
As a matter of fact, Robitaille only has 22 minutes in penalties in a year-and-a-half play. All right, Maine flips the puck down into the Providence zone. Barkley does a nice job to force Romaine to play the puck. Sophie intercepts. Nice play by Kent. Now Bobak is on it for the Friars. Ahead with Becker and Obey, but they can't connect wing to wing, and they'll have to regroup. Now Larry Rooney just drives it in. He's from South Boston, Massachusetts. And Carney just fires it outside the zone. On it is Rua up the side. He'll come, put on the brakes to Barkley, who moves it in front. There's Rua! Score!
Here we can see a 2-on-1. John Eves sees Mike Barkley breaking down the right side. Dishes it over to him. Mike Barkley down on his back. Stays right with the puck, and boy, that's a tough spot for a goaltender, having John Eves Roy standing right in front of you with the puck. And he just buries it past Romaine. A little different angle. Real unselfish play here. He could have shot, waited for the Providence defenseman to commit going low. Mike Barkley just can't get a handle on it, and finally does, and right out to John Eves in a nice quick shot.
Yeah, give a lot of credit to Barkley for that great pass. You see the signs they're holding up, Le Pompier, which Scott and I have been told before the game means the fireman. And we've got a change in goal now, as Matt Merton will come out and be in goal for the Friars, or I take that back, Brad Mulcahy. And there's Le Pompier, which means the fireman. And if you don't know the story behind Roy, he is a volunteer fireman. And Mark Romaine, with his head down, and knows it has been a tough night.
No reason to hang his head. He's played a great game.
He really has.
He really hasn't had that much help in the defensive zone. You know, Maine forwards have been standing around a lot, right in front of him, and you know, one man doesn't lose the game, or you know, he's got to have some help from his defense and the forwards.
And so Romaine leaves the game, and Providence spends their 30-second timeout, giving Mulcahy a little time. And you see the numbers on him. He has played very, very little. Jean-Yves Roy with his 4th shorthanded goal of the year, and it is his 30th goal of the year. which is a new Maine record, breaking Scott Pellerin's record of 29 last year. Johnny Drouin is the talk of the town at Alfond Arena. It is 5-2, and the Bears seemingly have control of things. I say seemingly. Flaherty drives it in. He played very little tonight, as has Matisse. Now Kane keeps it in for the Friars, but nice job by Pellerin to stick it outside the zone, and Maine will change up. Jeff Sorowick moves in. He'll put a shot on King, who will hold on.
One thing to point out, 13 minutes left in this game. That's a lot of hockey. We've seen it many a times on these games we telecast. Boy, 2 or 3 goals can happen in a matter of 2 or 3 minutes. It's not over until it's over.
Mike McShane says, what do I have to do to get a win at Alfond Arena during the regular season? Scott King says, you got to get it past me. The only team to beat Maine here at hockey in Hockey East action this year is the Boston College Eagles. So they swept the Bears. Other than that, the Bears have been perfect here at Alfond. Face-off will come outside the zone. 13:44 left in this third period of play. Boy, oh, poor Lyle Wildgoose. He's still getting help over there on the bench.
Where you lose Lyle Wildgoose and they have Rick Bennett out. That could hurt the Providence team here down the road. I'll throw a little tape on him and patch him up. Get him back out there.
It looks like the shoulder, the right shoulder is what they're working on Wildgoose. There's Goodrow with a drive. King will hold on that with a glove, and he'll just decide to keep it for another face-off.
I remember playing a game up here one night, and I got a stick under the we were cages then, and I don't know, I had 8 or 9 stitches on my chin, and trainer go, are you going to go back out and play? I said, well, why not? It's just a few stitches.
Well, I tell you, it's tough out there with all the sticks and that flying around. Is there a hockey player playing that doesn't have a cut somewhere from the... All right, the Friars keep the pressure on. Goodrow plays the point. Penalty is almost over to Robitaille. That's one thing we got to keep in mind. That Rouen goal came short-handed, and Robitaille has spent only 2 minutes in the box, but he's been in there for about 5 minutes, it seems. There's a tremendous ovation for Rouen. Now Goodrow drives it in, and the penalty is up to Robitaille. Rooney fires it in. Obey knocked it down in front, and that thing almost deflected home for the Friars. Now Downey ahead to Montgomery, and he'll break in one-on-one. Can't get around Rooney, though. Robitaille knocks it deep. Bobak is on it for the Friars. Now wing to wing, he tries to connect with Gary Sosha, playing for the injured Rick Bennett. He's played very, very little. Shots on net. Providence with 34, Maine with 32. Now Tepper intercepts, can't get the puck out of his skates, and Hyber takes over for the Friars. Now Tomberlin gives him a hit behind the net. There's another hit on Tomberlin. Sondercook. Now Tepper continues to work hard in front. Sondercook sweeps it away, and the Friars start back. Good back checking by that Maine line. In goes Kramer along with Matisse, Burke, and Murphy squeeze them to the boards. Flaherty tries to pop that in front. 4 players go down behind the net. The Bears break back. Mercier tried to bounce it ahead to Tomberlin, but couldn't. And now both teams will make wholesale changes. Murphy just fires it in. Penalty coming up on Maine. I think they're going to get called for too many men on the ice. And there's the whistle, and we've got a penalty on Maine. Or wait a minute. I think we're going to have a hook on somebody. Well, while we wait to see that, let's remind you that we have more hockey action coming your way Saturday, February 24th, as the Boston University Terriers come to town. It'll be on the 24th. Jack Parker and his team in second place in Hockey East at the moment. This will be the last regular season game for the Bears, and who knows what it could mean at that point. So join us on Saturday, February 24th for Maine and BU live right here at Alfond Arena.
You can see a heavy hit on Justin Tomberlin, and he's got to feel that a little bit.
And then he does another one just for good measure. All right, the penalty is to Mercier for Maine, and so Providence has another chance on the power play. Carney does a nice spin move and clears that down the ice. The penalty call came along the Maine bench as Mercier must have tripped up somebody as he went off, because the referee quickly looked over there and raised his hand. It was away from the action, and both teams were trying to change up on the play. Mercier got caught.
Merce trying to get away with one, maybe trying to hook somebody coming off the ice.
Now Maine makes changes on the penalty killing unit. Sulfi is out there with Barkley. They've done a tremendous job this year. Providence having all kinds of trouble getting their unit going. Boy, are they having trouble. Now Cowan just dumps it in, and they decide to go chase after it. King will stop it. Straub will fire that thing around the dasher and out. Finally, Barkley ahead to Robitaille. They work the crisscross. Robitaille trying to get it back to him. Driven to the boards by Robeson, and Rooney takes over. Larry Rooney up through center ice. He'll just fire it and let it go around the dasher. Obey tries to get to it. Straub is there, but it comes back to Rooney. Now Goodrow. It'll come to Robeson. Cowan can't control it, and the Bears sweep it around the dasher again. But it's kept in the zone. Finally, it's cleared by Robitaille. Montgomery, can he get to it? No, yes, he does. He'll shoot, score! Welcome to Hockey East, Brad Mahaly.
Might have been his first shot of the game, Dale. Jimmy Montgomery working real hard coming up the ice, and he puts his stick on the Providence defense, and almost thought maybe he might have had a penalty and no whistle, so he just picks it up and goes to his forehand, and nice goal.
Now you see why Montgomery scored over 200 points in junior hockey last year.
Mike McShane is probably itching his head on that one, how he couldn't have gotten a hooking call. But Jimmy will take him where he can get him.
And make the score 6-2 Maine. Obey with a blast, and King holds on. And let's not forget Scott King, particularly in that second period of play. And Mike McShane says, get me out of town, huh? And remember, the Montgomery goal was shorthanded. That's another shorthanded goal for the Bears. Mercier still in the box. It's a 6-2 Black Bear lead, and it looks like they are well on their way to sweeping the Friars.
Sean doesn't have to worry about the power play if they keep getting shorthanded goals.
Right. And the great thing about this game so far, not that it is over yet, but to pick a star of the game, you can't for the Bears, because it has truly been a team effort to this point. You've had just a contribution from every player.
Well, you play simple hockey and everyone takes care of their jobs. It makes the game real easy to play.
In front, Wild Goose, loose puck cleared by Scrimmin, nicely done. They wave off the icing as the penalty is now over. Intercepted Tepper, and it's offside. Ooh. Bears were hoping for a seventh goal as he broke in, but that was clearly offside. Face-off will come outside the blue line. 6-2 Maine, looking for win number 23 on the year. Sonder Cook says, check the windshield. Gets the cleaning job done there, and play is underway. Matisse tries to move in. The Bears move him off the puck, and Carney will move it around to Straub. Intercepted smartly by Becker in front. Matisse blocked in front by Carney nicely, and the Bears skated out. It pops in the air as Pellerin moves through with Roy and Olson. Tries to backhand it to Roy, who will fire it around. Kearney moves in deep. Behind with Pellerin. Olson in front. Roy stopped from point-blank range. And how do you figure that one? Kramer drives it in deep, and the Friars will change up. And Mulcahy, give him a big star in the book for that save on Roy. Not many people have done that to him this year. Now Selfie moves in deep behind the net. He'll go. Try to backhand it in front. Olson is still on the ice with Pellerin. Now Selfie tried to tee it up, but lost the puck and outskates Providence. Bobak wing to Sosha, and now Goodrow, but Maine breaks up the play. 6-2, the Bears in control with just over 8 minutes left in the game. Belfay moves in, is scrunched by 2 Providence players and loses the puck. Sosha can't break in for the Friars, and Bobak will rewind. The Bears looking to go 9-5-1 in Hockey East play and move ahead into sole possession of 3rd place in the league standings. Now some heavy action with Madigan. Let's take a break in the action. The score is Maine 6 and Providence 2.
Now on sale at Crazy Eddie's Rochester Lincoln Mercury Toyota Dodge. Special purchase 1989 Ford Taurus GL sedans loaded with equipment and savings of over $5,000, only $99.95. Or take the final step up in a 1989 Lincoln Town Car, luxuriously equipped with options and savings of over $9,000, only $16,988. You'll find these great deals only at Crazy Eddie's Rochester Lincoln Mercury Toyota Dodge, Route 11 West in Rochester.
Mercury Toyota Dodge. That's Crazy Eddie's. We got it all.
Well, he gets a big shot in the arm here by stopping Johnny's Roy, point-blank range. That's got to help his confidence a little bit after letting that Jimmy Montgomery goal in, and you know, that's going to help him out a lot.
Well, we want to remind you that we've got basketball coming your way. We've got 2 games this month on the Black Bear Television Network. Trish Roberts leads her Lady Black Bears against the Wildcats of New Hampshire, and that'll be on February 14th. And then the men take on Boston University. Rudy Keeling and his team battling for one of the top spots in the NAC. That action comes your way February 25th. Don't miss it here on the Black Bear Television Network. And while we have a moment, we want to pass along that Trish Roberts' team beat Northeastern today 60-42. Rudy Keeling's men's team lost down at Northeastern today 78-50. In breaks Kearney, tried to connect with Robitaille, but it was intercepted and thrown out of there by the Friars. Maine's power play, 2 of 5, but keep in mind, they've also scored 2 shorthanded goals. So 4 of the 6 goals have come from the specialty units. Now it's trying to knock out of there by Sondercook, and he does, as both teams will make changes. Robitaille with Downey. He stood up by Roberson. Robitaille goes down, felled by Gooden, but there's Roy. It'll skip across to Straub. Now Robitaille screaming in front. Roy can't get a stick on it. Downey does. He'll make a move. Get it to Straub, who decides to put on the brakes, pull it back. Scremin holds, fires, stop, shot, saved again by Mulcahy on Brian Downey. It's the Maine power play again as Madigan is off for the Friars as we...
It's amazing how when the goaltenders can see these shots coming in, how it makes their job look so much easier, and it is easier because they have good vision of the puck, and you know that they're used to getting shots like that. When the trouble starts is on the rebound here. You can see Martin Robitaille just scooping it up. Actually, it was Brian Downey, and that's where the defense would have to clear out.
And so it's 6-2 with just over 6 minutes left in the game. And the Bears are on the power play again still And Burke is out there with Lalonde, Olson, Pellerin, and Roy. This is Jean-Yves. He'll just fire it in and dump it, and people will go after it. Mullahy couldn't stop it. The Sondercook, thankfully for Mullahy, was there. Here comes Paul Sondercook up the right side. He'll blast it. King gets it to go over the net. The Bears will start back. Here comes Scott Pellerin ahead to Roy, around one man, but loses the puck. Becker is knocked down by Lalonde as the action is heavy along the boards. Hyber, puck flips into the bench, and we've got a whistle. Things are a little bit chippy there, particularly after the whistles now.
Frustration levels.
Yeah.
Very difficult to come up here and play good hockey and consistently get beat.
Again, reminding you that the Friars have lost 13 of the last 15 times to the Maine Black Bears, and it looks like it's going to be 14 out of 16. And they have a right to be frustrated, I guess, at this point. And I'm sure that when it gets to postseason play, the Friars do not want to see the Maine Black Bears if they can help it. Now, Sulfi on it with Barkley. Barkley's played a great game, too. Sulfi shot, score!
For Mullahy, as the puck comes right to him and he's got to cover that up, and he just misses it. Kenny Sulfi has a 4x6 empty net, just tucks it in.
Well, the Friars are a frustrated team, and this is part of it, as they seem to be giving up the ship a little bit here now, and it's been a long weekend. If you're a Providence Friar fan, a great weekend for the Maine Black Bears. Tomberlin ahead with Mercier and Tepper. Sondercook and Sorowick rather out there. There's Mercier in front. The puck is loose, and Kane moves it out of there for the Friars. 4 minutes and 45 seconds left in the game. Here comes Tomberlin. He's stood up nicely by Hyber, and the Friars move it ahead. Wildgoose will go after it. It's 7-2 Maine. Now Wildgoose in front. Goodrow can't get a stick on the puck, and the Bears bring it back. Justin will fire it in, and Maine will make some changes. Downey, Montgomery, and Robitaille have been out there. That's been an impressive line for the Bears tonight, and that's an offside play. Or icing. Take that back. 4:17 now left in the game. The Bears will go to 23-7-2. That is an impressive winning percentage, Scott Smith.
When you consider the youth they have on the team and how the youth has played so far this year. See Steve Tepper have a little collision at center ice. Fitzgerald comes right over and says, "Hey, you guys, come on now. Relax."
Nobody wants things to happen here in the last 4 minutes with a score that is 7-2. I should also point out that the Bears have 6 games remaining. 4 of them are at home. Montgomery moves in, centers to Robitaille, stopped by Mullahy, and he'll hold on as the Bears with another chance to score an 8th goal. And Brad Mullahy gets a taste of Alfond Arena and the Maine Black Bears right here.
See, a nice save by Mullahy. Martin Robitaille just lets a quick shot go, and he just comes up with a nice save. See there, that time he covers it up, and that puck isn't going to get through.
Again, the Bears have 6 games left on the schedule. 4 of them are here at Alfond Arena, and so the Bears, as they make their ascent toward the top of Hockey East, have the home schedule in their favor. Remember, the top 4 teams in Hockey East will host the best-of-3 series, and so it certainly looks like after this weekend, unless Maine really falls down in the last 6 games, they will at least be able to host somebody. 3.5 minutes now left in the game. The Bears in complete control with a 7-2 score. Here comes Rua, 1-on-1. He'll go wide, tip it in front. Mullahy will hold on.
Smart choice by McShane to throw Mullahy in there. He's a freshman, give him a little experience, because down the road, if Romaine goes down, you know, they're going to have to put someone in. And Meriton, he can play, but give the young guy a chance.
We'll take a quick break. It's Maine 7, Providence 2.
Smoke detectors are important. They can save lives. We've had ours since we changed our home and car insurance to York Mutual. They gave us a discount on our insurance because we put them in. We like York Mutual. They put both our home and car insurance on one monthly bill. Now we pay our insurance monthly, just like the telephone and light bill, and at no extra charge. Maybe you'd like York Mutual's monthly payment plan too. And don't forget about York's smoke detector discount. Ask an independent insurance agent about York Mutual.
Here we can see a clearing pass by Randy Olson. This is why the refs wear helmets on little equipment. That just rifles right off Fitzgerald's shoulder, and felt that one a little bit.
Ouch. Now Barkley ahead for Maine. So Belfay scores! And the route is on. Brian Belfay kept working and working and working.
Good to see the blue-collar men get a few goals here and there. And Brian deserves every one he gets, because he goes out and works hard every night. He's a lot like Martin Robitaille. He always shows up, and he's always the man that's going to be taking the body and trying to mix things up a little bit. If the team's down, he'll go out and do a little heavy hit. And here he just, you know, stays right with the puck and just takes a nice, easy shot right on the ice. A lot of younger hockey players never think. They always want to shoot up in the air and try going high on the net. More goals are scored right on the ice. There's a perfect example.
Brian Belfay with a big smile on his face, and why not? If this was boxing, they would stop the fight. 8-2, the Bears pour it on. In front, there's a shot taken by Goodrow, who continues to work hard. It went wide of King. Let's not forget the effort of Scott King here tonight. Now Murphy behind the net. 2.5 minutes now left in this game. The Bears well on their way to a weekend sweep of the Providence Friars. Tomberlin moves, shoots it high. There's Mercier, had an open net, but hit the side of the net. In front, Tomberlin tried to get to it. It skips back to center ice.
Real smart for Maine now not to get caught up in any extracurricular activity, so they lose anyone for a game or two. This is when tempers flare.
Even 2 minutes now left in this game. An impressive win for the Maine Black Bears. An impressive weekend for the Maine Black Bears. Now Montgomery tried to center the puck and does. Robitaille is on it. Look at that move to hang on to the puck. Oh, Martin. Now Downey skates free. In front, shot stopped by Mullahy, and he'll hold on. Here's where we hope that we don't get any of this extra stuff. Well, it has been an impressive 2 or 3 week period for the Bears, getting 3 out of 4 points against that tough Lake Superior team, then sweeping Northeastern, and tonight we'll finish the sweep of Providence.
See a little pile up here in front. This is where Maine can see frustration levels growing, and you just have to take a little bit.
And I'm sure Sean Walsh over on the bench is saying, oh, please get this 131 over with without any penalties, without any injuries, and let's take our weekend sweep and get it over with here. Southfly tees it up, but it's blocked down in front, and Becker takes over for Providence. In he comes, backhander, swept away by King, who decides to hold on to it.
The forwards and the defense have really pulled together this third period and really given Scott King the period off. He's made a few stops, but he's had a pretty easy period. And it just shows you that when the forwards and the defense will do the little things that they're supposed to do, it makes the goaltender's job much easier. And Sean stresses that, and I'm sure he's pretty pleased with the performance so far tonight. I think he's very happy.
Yeah. Now Barkley goes down. Belfay is on it, though, with Murphy for Maine. Now Sulfi goes in. Becker continues to work hard, trying to add to the point total, but Sean Keane Trying to clear the zone. Look at Saltby work, huh? Now Sorowick. Tough luck, Jeff Sorowick. That goal that went in off his skate or off his pad was a big goal at the time. Now Kramer in on King, who will just stick it away, but there's Kramer again blocked down in front. King is out of position for the moment. Tepper ties up his man. Tomberlin tries to break free, and now Belfay may. Here comes Bryant in. Sandra Cook stops him. Tomberlin's shot on as Mulcahy makes the save. And we're down to just 22 seconds left in this game. Another Maine Black Bear win.
Greg Cronin's out scouting tonight down in the Providence area. Down there watching some players. Grant Stanbrook, who knows where he is.
Yeah, that's right.
You never know where that man's going to be.
He's out finding another Jean-Yves Roy. Wouldn't you like to just get one of those guys a year, huh? Now 15 seconds. Here comes Matthijs. He'll move in. Stopped by King, who continues to be nothing but solid. Now Matthijs with a wraparound shot. That's Flaherty, rather. Stopped, and now the game is over, and the Black Bears have an impressive 8-2 win. Mike McShane, Sean Walsh, Bruce Crowder saying, well, maybe we'll meet again a little later in the year in the playoffs. And we've been informed that Jim Montgomery is Maine's player of the game, and we'll talk to him in a few moments. But congratulations to the freshman winger for the University of Maine, who had another outstanding night. The native of Montreal, Quebec. Montgomery had a goal. He had 2 goals on the night.
Good to see his parents are in town tonight, too. It's always nice to see.
And that's Mike Barkley.
Had a big weekend. Played very well this weekend.
So the Bears skate off with an 8-2 win and a sweep of Mark Romaine and the Providence Friars. We'll come back with post-game comments after this.
Take a dip at Arby's. Get Arby's new French dip sandwich or Arby's dip and Swiss with beefy hot au jus on the side, plus fries for just $1.99.
We've got the look that fits your life.
Get the look for less. 20 to 40% less during the sale at Young's. 20 to 40% off Henriton, Knob Creek, and James River. 20 to 40% off all furnishings at Young's. Your look, the right look. 20 to 40% off during the sale at Young's.
Young's, we've got the look. Tell me, what is in? Everybody, I want to know. In, yeah. Oh, what is in? Ooh, yeah. What is in? Everybody, tell me, I got to know. What is in? What's in?
Well, a big win for the Black Bears tonight as they pound Providence by a final score of 8-2. One of the big reasons is with us as our guest player of the game tonight is Jim Montgomery. The freshman had a couple of goals, and Jim, it was close. They played you tough for 2 periods. You guys just blew it open in the third.
I can't explain why we blew it open, but I'm just happy we did, because the last couple of weeks have all been close games going to a lot of overtime, especially when we're on your TV. I don't know what it is, but it's good to get a big one.
Well, you guys, it seems lately when you have a close game on Friday night, you seem to open things up a little bit more on the Saturday.
Yes, it seems to be that way lately, but I don't know. Can't explain that one either, but it's just great to be here, and it's good for our Hockey East standings.
All right, 2 goals tonight for you, Jim. Let's take a look at the shorthanded goal. What happened there?
See, what Grant Stanbrook's taught us a lot of tricks on how to use our stick properly, and all I did was I put my stick in a position to eliminate his weight, where his weight was, and he fell. I got the puck, I was in all alone, and I just looked for a hole, and I felt if I went to my forehand, I'd be fortunate enough to score, and luckily that's what happened.
All right, we're going to take a different look at it here, too. You did not going to take a different look at it. All right, well, they're talking to me all over the place here. Great job tonight. This has to be real important. You guys have a lot of Hockey East games, but when you come in against a team like Providence, you're tied for 4th coming into tonight. Now you're up there, you're into 3rd, maybe even into 2nd place, depending on what's going on with BC, and you got some big ones coming up. This has to be a real shot of confidence.
It's a great effort by our whole team, especially Scott King in the second period. He made some fantastic saves, and for me, I thought he was the star of the game.
You guys are on a roll. Congratulations on a big win tonight. Good luck with the rest of them.
Thank you.
Jim Montgomery, our player of the game, with a pair of goals tonight as the Maine Blackberries take a big 8-2 victory. Stick around. We'll be back with more highlights when we continue.
I think what I like best about Hewins is that they're extremely knowledgeable.
These people do their homework.
Every time I travel, I use Hewins. They're very reliable, they're friendly.
And fun. Really fun people.
The service has just been excellent. And the end result is my entertainment, my pleasure, my vacation is a vacation that I can look back on.
I wouldn't go anywhere else, absolutely never.
At Hewins Travel, we want to get you the best value for your travel dollar.
Hewins Travel, with offices statewide.
Some people take risks that can lead to a heart attack or stroke. Risks like smoking and ignoring high blood cholesterol and doing nothing about high blood pressure. Combine 2 or 3 of these and your chances are even worse. Why take chances? Quit smoking. Lower your cholesterol and watch that high blood pressure. That heart attack or stroke may never happen.
Want to get more fun out of your television?
Yeah, good idea.
Well, Night Court gives you more. More slapstick, more silliness, more, well, you know, Night Court. Is this much fun really legal? Certainly!
Night Court, weeknights at 7:30, only on 6 Alive.
University of Maine Black Bear Hockey. Brought to you by Coca-Cola. You can't beat the feeling. Coke.
All right, there you see it. Maine 8-2 winners over the Providence Friars. A very impressive win tonight, a very impressive weekend for the Black Bears, and they skate away with 4 more big points in Hockey East.
Well, those are 4 big points, and Sean Walsh is very happy along with the players. I can guarantee that. The thing they did tonight was they did all the little things. They took care of their own jobs and let Scott King make the saves he had to make, and they came out with a win.
And it's great to see the players of Montgomery saying tonight that, well, I really think Scott King was the player of the game. Remember last week, Jean-Yves Rouet scores the overtime goal, and he says, well, I probably should have given the puck to Pellerin. Remember that?
Great bunch of guys there, and that's what one of the key ingredients is to a winning team, having a good bunch of guys and not being selfish.
The unbeaten streak here at Alfond Arena now goes to 11 games. The Bears are now 10-0-1 here at Alfond, with 4 out of the next 6 games right back here on this ice.
Well, it's nothing like playing at home, Dale, especially at the end of the season. You don't want to do much traveling, and you'd love to play at home, especially in the Alfond.
And so the Bears go to 23-7-2. The Friars drop to 17-6-3. And I've got to believe after this weekend series that the Bears will move up in the national standings, up from 6th place. Let's go down now to Rich Kimball. Rich?
Okay, thanks very much, Dale and Scott. Well, that does it for our game tonight. Coming up, we've got another Maine hockey game for you 3 weeks from this evening as the Black Bears wrap up the home season. Our next one will be on February 24th when Maine plays host to the Terriers of BU. It's the final regular season game, and we'll have it for you Saturday, February 24th at 7 o'clock. Also, college basketball coming up. Maine and New Hampshire on the 14th at 7:30 as the Lady Black Bears, who got a victory today, will take on the Wildcats. And the Maine men will be on February 25th at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. That'll be a Sunday game as Maine meets BU. And again, that's a North Atlantic Conference matchup. Well, that does it for tonight. The final score again, the Maine Black Bears sweeping the Providence Friars with an 8-2 victory tonight. For Dale Duff, Scott Smith, and our crew, I'm Rich Kimball. Good night, everyone.